Over here on the top left is yours truly, blue_squadron. That is a bald cap. It's not real. He's a sexy man. A lot of people who didn't know about BDO probably know from Reddit as the history or biology teacher that got fired for being a streamer.
Thanks, man.
Unfairly.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yep. But it worked out because now he gets more time to stream and give us amazing fun content. Yes, sir. And then we have ChampionJason in a minute, GigaChat EU PvP player. He's a good-looking lad. He's very young, but his voice and his face are both sexy. And then we have Real Steven, first time meeting him. Don't have too much to say about him, but I'm excited to, introduce him one day. Once we become real good friends, Mr. Stephen H. And then we have It's Annie in the middle with no cam on, which is all good. Do you stream with no cam on usually when you stream?
No, she streams with a cam on. She's just being shy.
Okay, so you're being shy today.
Anyway, why you not stream?
She's surrounded by 5 gigachads, so of course she's shy. There's 5 gentlemen.
Are you kidding me? She's got the biggest dick in this call. Get out of here.
We got It's Annie 23.
I'm very shy.
Yep. And then we have Mr. Yambyam 님, who is a gigachat. He's referred to as the 검통령, which translates to the president of BDO in Korea. He's also a gigachat PvP player, but not only in PvP, but he's just he's just like one of the best representatives to have from Korea. Minus, there's also Hyuapar also, obviously, but we brought in Yambyam for the PvP perspectives. To my understanding, Hyuapar isn't as active in PvP as Yambyam. Yep.
Okay, all right. Now that we have everybody introduced, I don't think that we have. Let me message Juice Ghost and see if I can't poke him a little bit. I know it's really early in the morning for him. We're gonna try to get an SA representative, but this time you'll notice that we have NA, EU, and KR, and Asia now represented on the podcast. So SEA, for those of you that don't know, is like that. We call it the Asia server now because it has merged with basically Thailand. Yeah, it has merged with Thailand. So we just call that the Asian server overall now. And I have all the chat.
Wait.
What's up?
Did Thailand used to have their own server like KR?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
Even though they're part of the CA, but I don't know. They separated it. Yeah.
So I'll be asking some newbie questions because a lot of chat probably doesn't know.
It helps people keep up. It helps people keep up. Yeah. I am going to put current topic over here. We have a lot of stuff to go through today, guys, and keep in mind you guys can absolutely bring stuff up and mention things and bring stuff up as you'd want to. But our first topic of the day is going to be War of the Roses. And what each region has kind of like thought about that far, because now the majority of us have actually gotten to try it. Asia, have you guys, Steven, Annie, have you guys gotten to try War of the Roses yet on your server?
Unfortunately, in Asia, there is no War of the Roses yet.
Oh, I thought they added it for you guys.
Nah, it's on Korea, I think. It's on Korea, Taiwan, and then
I could have sworn in the SEA patch notes they added it, but maybe I was wrong about that. But anyway, NA and EU both got it. And so I guess we can kind of talk amongst ourselves here. NA really enjoyed War of the Roses when we had it. The feedback overwhelmingly was positive. Yeah, very positive. It had its own server, which a lot of people liked, and we went to that. And I'll be honest with you, there was very little lag. And I think that's that was most people's primary concern, was that it was going to be an absolute lag fest with 600 players like that. There was a line out the door to get into the game mode. Obviously, that was week 1. But I know that there were many, many people that didn't get chosen for it that really wanted to do it. So there were a lot of players that actually qualified and really wanted to get in. And then again, there wasn't very much lag as well. So most people really enjoyed it. There were hiccups here and there. But Jason, what did EU kind of think of it overall?
I would generally say, I thought the EU feedback would have been better because then A1 was pretty short from what I remember, right?
Yeah.
Like it was a bit of a slump. So I thought a lot of people were gonna say, hey, it wasn't that enjoyable. EU ones lasted pretty long. I think it was 1 hour, 20 minutes roughly. So we had a pretty long one compared. Most of the feedback was positive in a way that we expected lag and everything. Yeah, so the own server had a huge impact, I believe. So when do we get that for Node Wars? Thank you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, make note in siege servers, please. Thank you. No, but overall feedback was good. I worked through with the leadership from both participating guilds afterwards, and we had like a small podcast, and I had like a lot of feedback on like what should get changed. They already did some of the changes, right? Like nerfing the sanctuaries with the APDP, etc. So they're already working on it. But overall, it was for a first-time experience. It was surprisingly good. I'm gonna say for most people.
Okay, and did you
need some adjustment though?
Did you get to participate in it?
Yes.
Okay, and which side did you fight for?
The Kamasilvian one. We were the losing guild in the end.
Same.
Like we were the leading guild of the Kamasilvian.
Yeah, we were the non-Chonishan team, so naturally we lost, and Odie lost here. So it is what it is. But yeah, no, okay, all right. So pretty positive overall. Obviously, there's some negative stuff, but like it filled, right? It basically had all 600 players, right?
100%. There was a lot of people that didn't get to participate. That was actually one of the larger critic points, that like Third Legion is 200 fully random people per side. So like we suggested maybe make it like that 100 slots get reserved for the like rank 3, 4, 5 guild in points, you know, like the top 2 get to be leading guilds, and then make like 100 slots for like the rank 3, 4, 5 or something guilds, so that at least some more experience and like veteran used to PvP players get put into each Third Legion. Because on EU, the Third Legion was kind of the deciding factor from how it felt for most.
Yeah, I mean that's the majority of your players, right? So,
like one Third Legion had like a lot of experienced people, and one had like less experienced people, and it made a huge difference.
Okay, Brobear, can you ask Yambyam what he felt about, like, has War of the Roses happened again for the second time in KR yet? And what do they think about it?
And I'll tell them what you guys just said too.
Okay.
얌얌님 준비되셨나요? 일단 북미랑 유럽 측의 의견을 내드릴게요. 이번에 그 뭐였지? 장미의 전쟁이라 했나? War of the Roses.
장미 전쟁.
네, 그 장미 전쟁 나왔을 때 미국은 반응이 굉장히 좋았대요. 대부분이 좋아했고 생각보다 렉이 없어가지고 굉장히 좋아하고 반응이 좋았고 EU 측에서는 뭐 비슷한 반응. 일단은 좋은 반응은 메인리 이제 렉이 많이 안 걸려서 생각보다. 근데 이제 뭐 여러 가지가 바뀌었으면 좋겠다 했는데 이미 거기서 한두 가지 바뀌어 피드백이 나왔대요. 그 실제로 한국이 들어서는지 모르겠는데 원했던 바로 변화가 있었는데 이제 한국은 아직 그건가요? 데모 중인가요? 아니면 한국은 어떻게 보고 있어요? 활동적인가요? 600명 다 채웠대요. 북미랑 EU는. 네.
지금 한국은 데모를 하진 않고 있어요. 이제는.
오케이.
그래서 이제 언제 열리나 기다리고 있는 입장인데.
안 열렸어요 지금?
네, 아직도 안 열리고 있습니다 저희는. 근데 펄어비스 직원 피셜로는 조만간 다시 열어준다고 이제 직원이 안내해주긴 했는데 아직까지는 저희는 기다리고 있는 입장입니다. 개선점이나 그런
그러면 반응이 없겠네요. 아직 못한 거죠?
네, 맞아요.
Boys, I have a poll running whether or not you liked War of the Roses. I'll go ahead and throw it up on the screen when it finishes, but like if you got to participate,
it's still not open for them. They're not currently like rioting or mass demonstrating against it. Like they're open to try it out if it comes out, but it still hasn't released in KR yet. So I guess since the NA and EU feedback was good, they're gonna release it in KR again to see how KR feels. He's saying that the Koreans are anticipating it, not necessarily positively looking forward to it, but they are waiting for it to open so they could try it out themselves. The official PA staff has said that it will be returning very soon for Korea, so they're just still waiting to try it out.
Okay, all right on. That's good. I would say that feedback overall, Jason already gave some of his feedback for EU. I think NA's feedback was pretty universal, is that like the snowball mechanic is just a little too strong. When you take all the extra nodes, the one team just gets a little bit too powerful and it gets out of control too quickly. Also, backdooring nodes, although it can be a fun mechanic and is like, it's fun to like add strategy to it, the base node, like just outside the castle on each side, is always the one everyone wants to backdoor. And personally, I think they should just remove it as a backdoor. You can't backdoor that particular node because it's too fundamentally critical to all of the rest of the nodes. There's no more strategy. It's just, okay, can we backdoor that node and how? Basically on repeat. That's what it was happening on EU, is my understanding, is they just kept backdooring each other's, basically that first node just outside the castle. So like I know that they did address that a little bit on the global labs. They made it like way more tanky, like the Sanctum 1, like way more tanky. So they are listening to feedback on it, which is really, really cool. And I appreciate, but like, yeah, they also made it a little less snowbally. So like, I know that like, yeah, NA had a lot of that feedback and they listened to it immediately. So it's on the global labs. Jason, did you hear any other feedback you'd like to add there?
Well, like for how the leading guild gets selected, for example, right? Like Siege right now gives 10 points, I believe, while with tier 4 node gives 1 point and a tier 5 node gives 3 points. We were voting for Siege to give 6 points instead, rather, because right now, if you win 2 sieges, you're basically guaranteed a slot no matter what, right? So it doesn't matter how many node wars you win. If you win 2 sieges, at least on Europe, you're 100% gonna be one of the leading guilds. So that one should get like a slight rebalancing in our opinion, but it's not directly to War of the Roses, but more about how you get selected.
Right.
And what the biggest one was actually that 2 Sanctum buffs, the AP and the DP one, right? Both for EU and NA, they were in the same lane, the top lane, I'm gonna call it, right? They were directly behind each other.
Lane,
that should never be the case. There should be like a limiting factor. Like they can be randomized, right? But AP and DP and HP or evasion, whatever, right, should never be able to be in the same lane. So one lane has AP, one lane has DP, and then the other one has evasion or HP or whatever you want to make it, right? There should be certain limiting factors because in that like case now, the top lane was like the other 2 lanes were factually useless. You could have all the nodes on the other 2 lanes. If one side had top lane, they would win the entire match, right? So they should never make that.
Yeah. Okay, so Brobear, we'll give you a second to kind of translate our thoughts on War of the Roses there, because they're asking for a
KR?
Yeah, they're asking
did Asia not get War of the Roses? Is that why when
Sadly,
I missed that
no.
part?
They
don't have it yet either.
They are Squidward
I was
right
only
now.
watching Blue Squadron stream before.
Yeah. So you want Yambyam's opinion? But they're in the same. Korea's in the same boat as Asia then right now. They have not tried it.
No, they've tried it once.
Okay, I'll translate. So yeah, I'll still translate though. Yeah.
We have it.
얌얌님.
네네네.
지금까지 그 이제 월드 월즈 경험한 서버 중에서 이제 북미랑 유럽밖에 없대요. 아직 아시아, 뭐 동남아도 아직 안 나왔대요. 한국처럼. 그래서 일단 반응은 좋긴 했는데 약간 그런 솔직히 말하면 약간 지금 기억 안 나는 부분 많긴 한데 제 기억나는 핵심 부분은 이제 CG를 2번 이기면은 무조건 100% 개런티로 참가가 가능하대요.
네, 맞아요.
왜냐면 장미 전쟁 그런 거에 대해서는 의견 어떻게 생각하세요? 일단 그걸 바꿔야 된다고 생각한대요. 너무 그러니까 간 길드가 무조건 들어가고 이제 공간이 이제 600명까지밖에 안 되니까. 예.
이게 좀 신기하네. 저희 한국 서버에서는 전에도 말씀드렸다시피 그 최상위권 길드가 몇 없다 그랬잖아요. 저희는 그런 문제보다는 저희가 걱정하는 건 그거였어요. 누가 그 맹주로 들어가지? 그 메인 길드 있잖아요. 2길드 선정되는 거. 우리 길드는 저희 한국 서버는 누가 갈지 이게 걱정했는데 그런 지금 저쪽에서 말씀하신 문제점은 한 번도 고민해 본 적이 없는 것 같아요.
잠깐만, 메인 길드가 없기 때문에서요? 간 길드가 너무 부족해서?
메인 길드를 할 만한 길드들이 몇 없기 때문에 우리는 이제 누가 하냐 이 걱정만 했을 뿐 저 문제에 대해서는 아직 생각해 본 적이 없었어요.
Okay. So his stance is like the biggest concern from the KR side is they haven't tried it yet, but then they don't have as many strong. Like remember from our past podcast we realized how little active guild war activities has been going on in Korea.
Okay.
So they were just thinking about so who's going to be like the strong guild, right? They're still like amongst themselves. We didn't even have enough strong guilds to say who's going to be competing for the strongest guild. So they didn't even get to the point of worrying about what you guys were talking about. Like they're really far behind in even worrying about the issues that you guys brought up. So they're just kind of in like a lost space at the moment is what he's trying to describe it as, I think.
I see. So it hasn't
I think that is the mess as in Asia.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to be a problem in Asia?
2 guilds.
They're lacking 2 guilds. Yeah. Do you think
it's
going to be
2 guilds to lead, right? Like,
yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah. They're like they're stuck on the point like who's even gonna lead? Like who's even our main guilds right now? Is what they're stuck on. Like
I think they'd probably be able to find 2 guilds that lead, but that's why the Third Legion is so big. I know Jason's point was the opposite. He wants less Third Legion, more like organized guilds in there, but I don't think that KR
Yambyam
can
said
actually
that
do that.
they're in the opposite position. Yeah, he did state. I forgot to. I left it out. My bad. He said we're in the opposite position of what was described by NAU.
Yeah, I personally like the fact that the Third Legion is really big. I think that it makes it less dependent. It's like Cho versus Ethereum, for example. Like, okay, well, that was a little bit, there's a bit of a discrepancy, but even if it was Cho Nation versus Digital in North America, which is number 1 versus number 2, normally you would expect Cho to win that, but like, because the third Legion is so big, you could theoretically see Digi winning that. I also like the idea that I could play with people from other guilds and that people could kind of just jump in, not know anything really about PvP, but like have a lot of gear and like give it a shot, you know, for the first time. I think that that's really cool. I know that a lot of people want to take it super competitively and maybe don't want those people on their team, but like I think that there's a good space for that in the game. You got to start somewhere, and some people start at 700 gear score, ironically enough. So okay, one of the next things I did want to anyway.
I have a question for you real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Kind of off topic, but you brought up Digi, right? So is Digi run by Goon? Because Digi is decking every guild that I'm trying to join right now.
No, Digi
and they're
is
literally
not.
DMing the GM saying, we're not going to kill guildies, we're only after Brobear.
So there's a number of the Goon. They're definitely not run by Goon, but they're like Swidex and a number of the Goon members are in Digital currently. So like they're the ones. So because remember, officers can send decks, right?
Right.
So like I guarantee it's just the Goon members trying to come harass you. But if you talk to Loads, he'll probably put the kibosh on it. If
I was just curious, yeah. That was just a side note, way off topic, not about this. Is not with you and his mouth. I was just curious.
No. I get it.
Moving on.
Okay, so now moving past War of the Roses here. What was that, Steven?
Yeah.
What? Hello?
I thought you said something.
You said something.
All right,
I thought you said something too.
Everybody,
I don't.
Everybody got GVG arenas, right? Asia got GVG arenas too.
Yes, Guild League.
Okay, all right. So we have the Guild League launched basically worldwide. Number 1, big positive. They released this content basically universally to everyone, except for console because they're not human beings, apparently in Perlibus's eyes. But like everyone else got GVG. All the PC players basically got GVG arenas on the same patch. We love worldwide releases. What does everyone think of GVG arenas so far? What does their server kind of think of GVG arenas so far? Like the pros, and then maybe one area of feedback here. We'll start again with Jason. Go ahead for EU.
Really positive from all I've heard. It's really good, especially for the first release. There's 2 major concerns for Europe. One being the spawn protection currently. That's a little bit over the top. If you fight next to your spawn, you're basically almost winning, right? So like,
right. Yeah.
They should nerf the spawn protection. It lasts too long, in my opinion. Or like in our opinion, right? And a lot of people would prefer the queue to be every 20 minutes and the matches lasting only 15 minutes instead, because right now there's a lot of dead time in between. Like most matches, almost all are done within 15 minutes. So then you have like 15 minutes waiting time, which is a time where it's not really worth to go like do something else in the meantime, right? In 15 minutes, you're not going to go grind. You're not going to do anything really. So they want like matches to last 15 and then like queue every 20 minutes, so 3 times per hour. So there's less dead time in between.
But what's the
queue time? The 2 main things.
I've been
every half an hour.
30-minute queue time. So you want to shorten queue times.
It's like every half an hour you get matched, but the match maximum lasts 20 minutes, but realistically 15 for most matches.
Yeah. So you want to shorten it from 30 to 20. Okay.
That was the biggest thing for NA too. Everyone is loving it. Everyone is absolutely loving the guild arena system. Whether you're a PvP guild or a non-PvP guild, we have like, I don't know, 75 or 80 guilds participating. Obviously, some of that has to do with the event going on for it right now, which is pretty cool. But like, I think that overall, a lot of people are doing it right now, and it makes the game mode super fun. Like Jason said, though, 2 biggest points of feedback for us is number 1, the queue times are too long. You should be able to play at least 3 matches an hour. Shorten matches to 15 minutes. Make queue times 20 minutes, right? And then you get 3 matches an hour. That's reasonable. Number 2, the rewards. The rewards are not high enough. for the game mode, because you can pop consumables in the GVG arenas. You end up spending like, I don't know, 250 to 300 mil at least per like arena, at least typically. And then you're only making like 500 mil in consumables an hour, so you're still almost like net loss overall. So like, we'd like to see more rewards, because the consumables being popped are just they're just so expensive for it, and we're still not making any money on PvP. Like, they have got to like increase the PvP rewards, and then the queue times for the other big thing for NA. Steven, what did Asia, Steven and Annie, what did Asia think about it? I don't know if Annie's actually done it yet, but
I haven't really tried it out yet due to like the Lunar New Year, but from like the feedbacks that I heard, is that some people are kind of complaining about meeting the same guilds for like in a row, like a few times in a row. Yeah, that's like probably the only ones that the negative one that I heard of. And like the rest of it was quite positive. They say like most of the people that I know were having fun, like really having fun for this guild week. Yeah.
Does any have the same problem of meeting the same guilds? If not, it sounds like there's not enough guilds participating then, if you're running the same guilds.
Yeah, I
Does
think
any
like
always run into the same guilds?
I think
that's
it's the same guild if you're queuing at like 4 p.m. I mean, if you're queuing at like 6 to 7 p.m., I think it's kind of random.
So time?
Like it's the time. And also, the problem, I mean, we have positive feedback. Actually, there is like over 100 plus guilds participating.
Oh, wow. You guys have over 100?
Yes, we have 100 guilds
on
ranking.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Wow.
Asia with the biggest PvP scene.
Yeah, but actually, you know what? They disabled this mode on not wartime. That is the biggest problem actually, because in Asia, you see, most people are working, and then they done working at like, how to say, on not wartime.
6, 7, yeah.
Yeah. That is so bad, man.
Like, I don't really have the time to play it due to like my work as well.
Yeah, Steven is a streamer. He's
There are
linked in my
many
title.
guilds that actually active during that hour only. You know, the most active players are in the not wartime, but then they disabled it on not wartime. That's why.
Okay, so what's your feedback on that then? So overall is positive. You guys have over 100 guilds participating. I think that makes Asia the most, as far as the GVGs go, like the GVG system goes, that's a good indicator for how many active people are actually like in your PvP scene. If Asia really does have over 100 guilds participating, that's kind of an indicator, man. They have a lot of PvPers on that server. That's kind of crazy. So like, what's your biggest point of feedback, Steven?
Yeah, I think they should enable the feature on Node War, but I believe if they do that, the Node War will be dead, because the reward is way higher than the Node War, I think.
No, I think Node Wars is still definitely more money. Well, it kind of depends on what consumables you're popping, I suppose.
Yeah, actually, I kind of disagree with you about earlier. You know, when the reward money is not good, right? So basically, the reward money is not good if you're using full elixirs and perfume. But
you gotta use the elixirs and perfume. What are you gonna run a drought? You're griefing.
Isn't that people waiting for PvP to use it? Where else are they going to use it?
Yeah, bro. What?
For grinding.
I did that on the first 2 match, and then I experienced heavy loss on my money, and then I just used drought, and it went very well, fine.
So okay, so but you agree then? You don't even disagree.
I agree to disagree, I guess. Yes.
Just
so
the
it
ROI.
was too much.
How badly do you want to win? You want to spend more money to win versus you want a chance to win without spending money and make more money? I guess that's the thing.
Well, the
right?
point is, you should be encouraged.
It definitely wasn't designed that way, though. That's not intended,
you should
probably.
You should be encouraged to use your consumables, right? It should be a competitive game mode. Like, you should be encouraged to do this uncapped PvP. You shouldn't be discouraged from using the consumables, right? Like, that's counterintuitive, in my opinion. So, like, again, more money fixes that problem, so people feel like they can pop the consumables and that it is worth doing. But we'll see. I'm curious what KR thinks, so you should probably translate, explain that we're talking about GVG arenas. I should have let you. I should have given you time before too.
All good. Been taking notes.
Oh,
Here we go.
I wanna ask you guys. What about War Hero joining the Guild League?
It's a bug. It's not supposed to work.
Yeah, it's
They're
not supposed
fixing
to
it
work.
this
it's a
week.
bug. Okay.
Good.
Oh, but what do you think? I think if the how to say, if the war hero
So sorry.
cannot
Can you
join
hold that
the-
thought? Because I have a lot to
Yeah, hold
translate
up.
to
Okay,
KR.
okay, okay.
Yeah, let's
And then can
do
you go
this
next
first. and then
topic
we'll
could be
go.
about
Hold
the
that,
war
and then-
heroes journey?
Sure, sure.
We'll
Hold
get
the
to that
topic.
next,
Yeah, yeah.
Steven, yeah.
I'll even write it. Yeah. I'll even write it down so you won't forget. Guild heroes. There. Oops, I spelled it wrong. 얌얌님 죄송해요. 사람이 많아서 오늘따라 한 번에 쭉
괜찮습니다.
한 번에 쭉 설명해드리고 이제 반응 물어볼게요.
네.
네, 이제는 그 길드 대 길드 리그전 토픽으로 넘어갔거든요.
네네.
네, 일단 유럽 측에서 먼저 말한 게 굉장히 반응이 너무 좋았고 너무 재밌었대요. 너무 지금도 너무 즐기고 있고 근데 두 가지가 제일 큰 문제점이 스폰.
Oh, so
스폰이
you guys,
너무 OP다.
so you guys think that they shouldn't allow you to use elixirs? No, I think they should. I think the rewards should just also be like 10 of every elixir that matters,
두 번째 문제점은 큐 타임.
right? 10 of every elixir that matters. That way you're not like losing
15분 정도 대략 걸리니까
crazy amounts of money all the time.
길드 대 길드 전을 아예 15분으로 줄여놓고 큐 타임을 20분으로 줄여야 1시간에 3번씩 돌릴 수 있게끔 그걸 원한대요. 이제 미국은 완전 똑같은 반응. 너무 재밌고 엄청난 길드 횟수가 지금
Boys, I'm
길드 대
gonna run a
길드전
poll again.
리그전을 즐기고 있대요. 북미에서. 근데 여기서도 이제 두 가지 제일 큰 문제점은 큐 타임. 길드전 시간을 15분으로 줄이고 큐 타임도 20분으로 줄여달라. 2번은 보상이 너무 약하다. 이제 뭐 그 뭐지? 도핑을 빨면은 도핑을 쓴 돈에 비해서 이겨도 남는 게 없다. 이제 아시아 측에서는 어떤 사람들은 이제 같은 길드를 계속 만나기 때문에 문제점이 있다고 생각하는데 그건 사실 아시아에서는 100길드가 넘는데요. 지금 랭킹을 보면은 그 참석하는 길드가 100이 넘어가지고 굉장히 인기 많고 반응도 좋고 문제는 이제 뭐 그냥 이게 실제로 일하는 사람들 때문에 PvP 시간이 잘 안 맞는데 이런 건 이제 좀 개인적인 그런 거였는데 보상은 오히려 괜찮다고 봤대요. 아시아는. 한국은 어때요? 반응이? 길드 대 길드전, 리그전?
한국 서버 반응도 저 앞서
네.
북미나 유럽처럼 다들 재밌게 즐겨주시고 계신데
즐기고 있어요. 오케이.
네, 다들 하시는 분들은 되게 재밌게 하고 계셔요.
오케이.
네, 저희 한국
Guys, there's a
서버도
poll
아시아
running in
같이
chat. If you like the if you have run the GVG arenas, and if you liked running in the or if you liked the GVG arenas.
문제적으로 같은 길드만 걸린다. 그런 거 같은 문제 겪고 있고요. 그리고 큐타임 저희도 계속 말 나오거든요. 처음 할 때부터 말 나온 건데 일단 간격이 너무 긴 것도 문제고 거점 공성전 시간에는 아예 이용이 불가능하잖아요. 그것도 되게 불만이 많았어요. 저희는.
어떤 때가 불가능했대요? 제가 2개월 만에 검은 사막으로 돌아와가지고
노드워랑 그 CG
다른 거랑 겹치면은 이제 길드전은 못 한다. 오케이.
네, 그거 되게 불만 많았고 그죠. 그거 두 개 말고는 아직까지는 딱히 다른 문제점을 듣지는 못했어요. 제가 해보면서도 겪어보지도 못했고 딱 그 두 개가 문제점 같습니다.
개인적으로는 좋아하세요, 얌얌님은?
저도 한
재밌어요?
5판 정도 해봤는데 엄청 재밌게 한 것 같아요. 오랜만에 길드원끼리 재밌게 즐길 컨텐츠 나와서 진짜 시간 가는 줄 모르고 했습니다.
오케이.
그리고 그것도 좀 있긴 해요. 한국 서버 15명을 어떻게 모아야 되나.
부족해서요? 아니면 강인들이 너무 많아서?
부족해서 15명 어떻게 채워야 될지 고민하는 길드가 좀 있는데 상위권 쪽은 딱히 그 걱정은 없어요. 이제 중간층 분들이 그 걱정을 조금 하십니다.
Okay. So KR says that they are very much enjoying it too. For the people who are participating, he said we definitely don't have the same amount of guilds participating in it compared to NAEU and especially Asia. But the ones who are participating are having a lot of fun. But they are having the problem that Annie mentioned. But this is like seriously, they're always running into similar guilds. The few guilds will always be the ones fighting each other over and over because there's not enough participants. And he also said the queue times was the very first thing that came out as a complaint. when Guild League came out. They didn't like the queue times and didn't like how, during Node Wars and stuff, you can't do Guild League. And then he also said another problem, he's tried it 5 times and it's the most fun he's had in a really long time, personally. But he also wanted to add, except for like the top 2 or 3, very few big guilds in Korea, not a lot of big guilds. He said the majority of the guilds are struggling finding 15 players to fill up to join the Guild League, even though they want to play.
How many?
They don't have 15 online.
How many guilds have participated?
That's a big issue for Korea right now, apparently.
How many guilds have participated?
sorry, 얌얌님. Sorry, I'll get to Annie in a second. 얌얌님 혹시 그 길드 몇 길드가 참석했는지 볼 수 있나요?
Just go to the
랭킹에 뜨지 않나?
rankings and see how many guilds have participated.
네.
여기 화면
Are you sharing
보시면은
screen? Okay.
총 참여 길드는 67길드입니다.
He said 67 technically have participated.
Exactly.
네,
So
보통 한 20길드 정도만 많이 플레이하는 것 같아요, 저희는.
Okay, but he said of this number, the real number would be around 20 guilds that are actively doing guild versus guild. But as of now, on the ranking board, 67 have participated.
Okay, well that's actually not that bad. It's definitely the lowest of what we've seen so far. No
but
question.
He did say, except for like the top maybe 3 or 4 guilds, most of the guilds are struggling to find 15 players with decent gear score to participate.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
혹시 하나만 더 물어봐도 될까요?
네. He has a question.
길드 리그에서 저희 시청자분들이 의견 주신 건데 길드 리그에서 순도 높은 블랙스톤 요거 아시죠? 무슨 템인지. 순불.
Let me ask. What's the item from Guild vs Guild? Something Blackstone?
Pure Blackstone?
Yeah, pure Blackstone.
Pure Blackstone. Okay. What do you guys think about being able to use pure Blackstone in Guild vs Guild? Am I saying that right? Does that make sense? I don't know what's going on.
No, that should not.
I don't know.
So what he's talking about is the pure Blackstones that drop from grind zones that get you 200 AP, 1000 DR. Like those pure Blackstones. So those should not be usable.
Okay, yeah.
Those should not be usable in the Guild
usable
versus
right
Guild. I've not tried one. It's the first step is getting one to drop. You know what I mean?
가능해요 지금? 얌얌님?
사용이 가능해요.
He says they are usable in Guild vs Guild.
Okay, League. So yeah, that's bad.
They are, but they shouldn't.
Yeah, they shouldn't be.
다들
one of us popped one.
지금은 하도 귀해서 직접 안 써봤고 경험을 못 해봤는데 경험이 잘 모르겠는데 가능한 거면 불가능했으면 좋겠대요. 네, 다들 지금 공통점이.
알겠습니다.
한국은요? 한국은 괜찮아요?
저희도 그것 때문에 불만이 조금
쓰면 안 되는 거 아니에요?
Okay, yeah. 사용해가지고.
Yeah, he's saying a few guilds have been abusing that, using the pure stone or pure black stones in the Guild vs Guild League. So like, of course, they're gonna have a huge advantage when it's 15 vs 15. Yeah. And then Annie had a question. So sorry, we cut you off.
Yeah, no, yeah. So Steven and Annie go. Go ahead, Annie.
So he did say something about like it's very hard to pull like 15 players for the Guild League. Is it due to like the Lunar New Year's? This is a question for Yambyam.
Yeah, is it due to the
you
Lunar
mean for
New
the
Year?
low amount of players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be, probably not. Let me ask. 지금 그 새해잖아요, 얌얌님.
네네네.
그것 때문에 혹시 플레이어가 적은 것 같은지 아니면 제가 보기엔 그건 아닐 것 같거든요.
네, 그거
연휴 때 그렇죠. 연휴 때 오히려 한국은 약간 게임 더 좀 많이 하지 않나?
그죠, 많이 하죠.
그렇죠. Yeah. No, we don't think it's due to Lunar New Year's because obviously not speaking for everyone, but usually if you're a gamer in Korea during holidays, you're gonna give even more. Like you'll do your one day, spend time for 3 hours with your family, and you're gonna start gaming again. So he thinks we can't say for sure, but he believes, and I also kind of agree with him. We don't think it's because Lunar New Year that there's less people participating in Guild vs Guild in Korea.
Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. Steven, you had something to add about it earlier. It was like a critique.
Guild Heroes.
I want to know, what do you think about War Hero joining the Guild League? I mean, as a permanent.
Do you yourself like it? Or like, do you think that Asia likes that? Like allowing Mercs to do it?
Well, I personally do, and most most people also kind of do, I guess, because so many people are like some PvP players are wanderer, like they stay in casual guild. Obviously they cannot join, right? So they looking for a PvP guild that can do a Node War and also Guild League, and they war hero to them and fight for them. Usually it's like that in here.
So Asia wants it to be a thing, like an actual thing for warriors to be able to participate.
Yeah. But I think there's a problem because okay, my guild is usually doing guild bosses and Guild League, right? So we're like exchanging the guilds like every time, like every day. Sorry, yeah.
So it's like they don't need a guild. They definitely
we don't need a
don't need a guild.
Yeah. So I think they should just limit all war heroes to 5, and these 5 war hero can do whatever they want in the guild.
Okay.
I was gonna ask where you're gonna limit this, because I feel like 5 war heroes in Guild League when it's a 15v15 game mode is a bit too much, right? I would have asked, like, do you want to limit it to 1, 2, maybe 3? But like 3 people is already too. I would say like limit it at 2 war heroes maybe participating, because otherwise, if you get yourself like if you're a weaker guild, right, or a more casual guild, and you get yourself 5 really really high end mercs, they will win you the match by themselves. Like at least in the EU, we have
right?
5 people can win the match by themselves, right?
Okay.
Well, I mean,
it's just Steven's take. Yeah.
But unless is it my turn? Can I speak?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sure,
okay, so my take on this is that no, I absolutely do not want Mercs in the GVG arena. I'm not sure. I'm going to run a poll for my chat to see what they think about it. I'm sure that some PvPers would absolutely love to, because then they could just exploit it and basically jump guild to guild and do it all the time. But like, what I think that this does is it forces people to stay in their guild or to move to a guild that can actively do GVG arenas. Too often we see players that just sit in basically dead guilds that just merc out 24/7 all the time. They do this for Node Wars and Siege, which is great and everything, but like then the PvP guilds really don't see as much action as they probably should, or as much representation as they probably should. So like, I like that it basically forces you to join a guild that is active enough to do it, whether it be a life skilling guild that's active enough that has 15 players online, or it's a PvP guild that's trying to be super competitive with it. I like the fact that it forces you to join a guild, but that's just my opinion. So I'm going to ask chat and run a poll and see what other people think.
Yeah.
You should ask.
So what did you mean by forces you to join a guild? Did you mean so it's forcing you to not rely on Merc, but forcing the player to join a legit active guild? That's what you meant, right?
I see.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, as someone that's run a guild before, that's just
okay. But I think let's say if the war hero cannot join the guild league, I think the Asian number won't reach 100.
Yeah, I agree with
well,
that.
we don't know. There could be the trickle effect of, okay, now the people who are part of a non-active guild will try to get into
right,
other
Chad, I'm
guilds,
running
or
that
maybe
poll.
they'll form more active guilds, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Never
But
know.
what you're saying is definitely probably a big concern, definitely, if warriors won't be able to. Not that I know anything, just ignore what I say. I'm just a translator, but that was just a little 2 cents.
Okay, so what does Yambyam think about Mercs in...
Oh, Yambyam님. You called him Yambyam again, but all right, whatever. Yambyam님.
I said
I'm
Yambyam!
gonna call you. No, you said Yambyam. I heard that. Yo, Jason, you heard him, right? He said Yambyam, which is fine. Yambyam님. 네, Yambyam님. 지금 뭐라 하지? 뭐였지? 용병 맞나? 워히로.
용병 시스템.
그 다른 길드의 용병 시스템 있잖아요. 그 용병 시스템이 길드 대 길드 전 그 리그를 참여할 수 있는 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요? 왜냐면 이제 아시아 쪽에서는 되게 좋다고 본대요. 왜냐면 이제 자기네 본인 길드가 그 PvP 측에 액티브하지 못해가지고 하는 유저들은 그거를 사용해서 들어갈 수 있지만 또 이제 문제는 이제 북미 측에서는 보는 게 그게 문제가 오히려 그러면은 그게 그런 것들이 조금 없거나 리미테이션 제한을 시켜야 실제로 액티브한 길드들이 더 많아지고 아니면은 실제 플레이어들이 좀 제대로 된 연맹이나 길드를 만들어 내가는 쪽으로 하는 게 더 좋다고 이 두 가지 의견이 나왔거든요. 근데 이제 그다음에 유럽 측에서는 중간쯤이었어요. He said 그 용병 시스템은 갖추되 예를 들면 5명이면은 15명 대 15명 전에서 5명이 용병이면 말이 안 된다. 뭐 한두 세 명까지는 괜찮을 것 같다. 이런 의견도 나왔거든요. 그래서 그 용병들이 길드 대 길드전에 참여 가능한 게 어떻게 생각하세요? 리그전에서?
저는 용병이 참여할 수 있게 되면 좋을 것 같다 생각해요. 제 개인적으로는.
오케이.
아까 말씀했다시피 저희 여기 한국 서버는 지금 액티브
그쵸. 예.
10명, 15명
예.
구하기가 힘들다 그랬잖아요.
예.
그것 때문에 참여를 못하는 길드들이 좀 있어요. 그래서 그런 분들 위해서 용병 시스템을 푸는 건 괜찮다 생각하는데 이제 뭐 5명까지 받을 수 있는데 5명 전부 다 길드리그에 참가하게 한다던가 그런 것까지는 저도 바라진 않거든요. 아까
네.
말씀하셨다시피 참여율이 더 저조해질 것 같고 그러면 한 명,
네.
못해도 한 명이라던가 2명까지 이렇게 적은 인원수 제한을 둔 용병은 되게 괜찮을 것 같아요.
Okay. Okay, so he agrees. Well, he thinks that, you know, especially for KR, since KR has it really bad right now with the active guilds. You know, like majority of the guilds that are considered middle tier for Korea are really struggling finding even 15 players to join the guild league. So he thinks it's a good thing to have war heroes available, but he does say he thinks instead of like a crazy number like 5, it should be 1, maximum 2 war heroes should be able to join. So they can just, maybe there's a guild that has like barely enough, like 14, but we can't get that last. So he just thinks it should be used as maybe 1, maximum 2 war heroes can join for the guild versus guild league. That was his take.
Does he think that, like, do you guys think it would be better if they just moved it down to 10 maximum people? Or like you have to have 10 people, like it's just 10 people? That way you're not stretching for 15? 10? I'm not necessarily agreeing with that, but like I like 15 versus 15, but like, yeah, I mean, like, Jason, what do you think about moving it down to just 10 maximum?
I would have a counter suggestion that I also proposed on my stream multiple times is you have the 1 minute time before the match starts, right? So if one guild brings 15 and the other brings 13, limit it to 13 for both guilds. If one guild brings 15, one brings 12, limit it to 12 for both guilds, for both guilds, right?
That's
because
way
you
too
have
logical.
the 1 minute preparing time.
It's way too logical.
1 minute preparing time.
You think he's gonna do that?
So you just limit it at the lowest number of both guilds combined, right?
But they're gonna
bro, they're not even adding damage numbers yet.
I think that's quite fair
No,
though.
that is a great idea though, but it's like, would they be able to do that? And also, then who's getting kicked? Your top, maybe randomly your 2 aces get kicked out of the 15. Oh, or maybe the leader can choose. Maybe the 2 that drops out.
They could make random, but the thing is, you can leave and rejoin, right? So if your guild says, hey, we have a tryhard mentality and we want certain people to be in there, then somebody can leave and the person can rejoin, right? So you can freely swap it. They could kick random X amount of people. And then you can just rejoin.
So you want it to be just match the people who showed up with less. But wouldn't that also have to have
the
a
lowest
number?
number.
What if a guild shows up with 8?
You can't.
Well, then
if you don't fill 10, you get
Oh,
cancelled.
so they'd have to have a minimum limit, like minimum 10.
That's already in the game.
Okay. Oh, that's already in the game. Gotcha.
Oh,
10
I like
is already in the game. If you show up with 9 people, you get a penalty.
I like Jason's suggestion there. I think that's super doable too. I think they could totally do that. Steven, what do you think about that?
I think, okay, let's say if there's 13 versus 15, and then you said you were the 15 player guild should kick two other players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think, how to say, is it based on the leader's choice? Or random?
I mean, they can make it random because, hear me out, right? Like, your members can leave and rejoin freely, right? So if your guild leadership then decides, hey, I want person X that just got kicked to be in it, then somebody else can leave for him, right? So it's not like if somebody leaves, you lose a member. Somebody else can just fill up the slot, right? So you can freely change it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be like isolating the players that, how to say, like not good enough, I guess. Like in my guild, okay, my guild is like how to say, like mid-tier, where we're not really try-hard guild, so we really enjoy the first come first serve, you know. So like, yo, guild league started, let's go join, and then somebody falls, and we're not gonna kick each other. No one's getting kicked, you know. Yeah.
I think like if it's like kicked randomly, then we can always like try again the next round, because it's, if I remember correctly, it's like you can join a lot of times, right? There won't be like a limit of times that you can join for the guild league. So if say like the amount of 13 versus 15, so the 2% that got kicked out, they could join the next round maybe.
That'll be handled by the leaders, though, right? So that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like subjective and stuff. And I think what Steven said, I think for like, let's say like, I can only see Blue in his head. He's probably thinking, well, the really competitive guilds won't give a about your feelings with your first come first serve. We're gonna get in the best players.
That is-
We're gonna win this shit.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that
win this
is-
shit. I don't care. I don't care
Yep.
if you're here 2 hours before this guy. If he meets my lowest expectation of the gear score and we want to win, doesn't matter. We're gonna fill out the 15 with the best we have. Like it's always gonna be different from guild. So I think I know where you're coming from, but I think the deciding factor will always be kind of like the best players will want to take spot for the more competitive guilds. But there'll always be guilds like yours who want to have fun, focused, first come first serve styles too. I think that's kind of a tangent off of it. The main point of it being was to see if you guys can match the guilds that are bringing less than 15.
Yeah.
That's the main point here. So do you agree with that or not?
I think I agree.
Steven?
Yeah, definitely
you
agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. More to
Can
the
you
point.
suggest it to Yambyam?
Yeah. Let's
Any-
let's
what
suggest
was
it
he
to
thinking
Yambyam.
Which was
And then we'll
suggested
talk.
by EU
Yeah.
and AAG. Okay. 네, 얌비암님.
네.
아주 희한한 질문, 희한하기보다는 되게 인트레스팅한, 되게 흥미진진한 서제션. 이제 15명 모으기 힘들다 하셨잖아요. 근데 용병 시스템도 좋지만 용병 시스템이 또 문제가 될 것 같으면 EU 측 이제 제이슨이 제안한 거는 예를 들면 한 길드가 13명으로 들어왔어요. 그러면은 15명을 데리고 온 길드는 강제로 13명으로 줄여야 되는 시스템으로 바꾸는 준비 시간대.
오.
그거 어떻게 생각하세요? 일단 북미랑 아시아는 그거 괜찮다고 본다고 하고 있습니다.
일단
I want to see what his chat says about this too.
제가 생각하는 한국
분위기만-
서버 분위기로는 이제 15명 쪽에서 반발이 좀 있을 것 같아요.
오케이.
저희 쪽은 그 15명 쪽에서 이제 왜 우리가 손해 봐야 되냐, 얘네가 더 모아와야 되는 거 아니냐 하면서 반발이 좀 있을 것 같습니다. 제 개인적인 생각으로도
개인적인 생각, 예.
저는 괜찮을 것 같아요. 저희는 이제 많은 길드가 길드릭을 했으면 좋겠다 생각하는 입장이라서 그렇게 캠 맞춰주는 거, 이제 핸디캡 같은 거죠. 그거 맞춰주는 건 되게 좋다 생각하는데 아마 지금 채팅창도 그렇고 그럼 안 하지, 그럼 안 할 것 같은데 그건 좀 에바임. 약간 이거 나오는 거 보면은
지금 한국 분들 분위기가 그래요? 오케이.
그런 거 보면 힘들 것 같아, 한국 서버에서.
Okay. So apparently, so the suggestion about putting like the cap of players according to whoever brings lower numbers, he thinks that Korea will have the Korean guilds will complain a lot about that, saying the guilds who are always bringing 15 will say, wait, why do we have to shrink our numbers for them? It's not our fault, right? That's the kind of, he's assuming they're going to be like that on the KR side. But he's saying personally, he thinks it's a good idea. Yambyam personally says he'd like that to be able to have more guilds participate and be able to experience this awesome content. But then he's saying that the KR chat is also saying, then like that doesn't sound fair. We wouldn't play. Like, what's the point? Blah blah blah. But that's also kind of ironic in my head because I'm saying like, I thought more than half the guilds weren't meeting 15. So then why not? Wouldn't care, want this the most. But apparently
I thought
the
that they
reaction
would too.
is,
Yeah.
they don't like that apparently. But Yambyam likes it, but the KR seems to, well, at least the chat side of it. And he already knows the culture of the guilds in Korea. He's saying the bigger guilds will really not like that. Why do we have to shrink our numbers down because they didn't bring enough? Is kind of the attitude he is assuming will be a complaint. Blue, you're muted if you're, but yeah, what do you think, Jason? Yeah.
I see the whole point of saying, hey, why does the guild with more members get punished? But here's the question now, right? Does the guild with 15 members enjoy stomping the 10 people in 5 minutes, or do they want to have an equal 10v10 or like 12v12?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's like a
Because at least
cartel
for our
situation.
guild, we rather prefer 12v12 or 13v13 or 10v10, but a good match instead of ruffle stomping you in 3 minutes because 10v15 is not winnable, no matter what guild.
Okay, let me ask that question. 이제 한국 분들한테 EU랑 북미 측에서 질문하고 싶은 게 이 이제 그 15명 못 맞추면은 줄이는 건 아니라는 반응이 나왔으니까 그러면 만약 하나 뭐 15명인데 10명이나 12명 하면은 뭐 3분 만에 끝날 수가 있잖아요. 매치가 15명인데 10명이면 10명이 도저히 이길 수 있는 확률이 너무 적을 거 아니에요.
그죠.
솔직히 컨텐츠를 더 재밌게 더 길게 제대로 즐기는 게 더 좋지 않을까. 두세 명이 줄여지든 뭐 그런 손해. 그러니까 3분 안에 이겨버리는 게 더 재밌냐? 아니면 제대로 된 15문제 10이 아니라 뭐 10대 10으로 줄여가지고 10대 10으로 해가지고 제 열렬하게 싸워가지고 실력으로 이기는 뭐 요런 게 더 중요하지 않을까라는 의견이 나왔어요. 유럽이랑 북미 측에서는. 그래서 얌비암님은 이미 이런 제안이 좋을 거라 하셨으니까 그 이제 한국 쪽 반응을 좀 궁금해하는 것 같아요. 이 질문은.
모르겠다. 그 저희 방 시청자분들
네.
어떻게 생각하시나요? 만약
예를 들면 15대 10이면은
3분 만에
뭐
끝나기.
5분 안에 끝나고 노잼 아닐 것 같냐? 노잼일 것 같은데 차라리 맞춰가지고 열렬히 재밌게 콘텐츠를 즐기고 싸우는 게 낫지 않을까요? 라고 EU랑 북미 측에서 질문을 하고 싶어요 지금 한국 분들한테. 근데 솔직히 말해서 그냥 이기는 게 제일 중요한 마인드면은 뭐 할 말 없는 거예요. 이겨가지고 발라버리고 싶다. 그러면 그렇게 솔직하게 대답하셔도 되는 거고. 네. 이건 어쨌든 이 모드 자체가 경쟁적인 모드니까. 네. It's a competitive mode, so.
지금 좀 읽고 있는데 이제 의견 중 일부분은
네.
15명을 맞추는 것도 그 길드의 재량이다. 경쟁 컨텐츠에서 우리가 왜 맞춰줘야 되나?
Okay, so
이 의견도 좀 있고 약간 어떤 분이 비유하신 거는 리그 오브 레전드 하는데 5대 3으로 매칭됐다 생각하면 어떨 거냐?
네, 어떻게요? 어떻게?
5대 3으로 큐가 잡히면 어떻게 할 거냐? 약간 이런 얘기도 하시는 분도 있고.
That's how I feel heroism.
그리고 15대 15 규칙이 정해졌으면 그걸 맞추는 게 맞다고 생각한다. 약간 부정적인 의견이 좀 많네요. 그 의견에 대해서.
오케이. 잠깐만요. 다이앤은 롤 비교 한 번만 더 말씀해 주시겠어요?
근데 그거는 조금 다른 것 같아서 그냥 빼주세요. 롤 비유는. 읽어보니까 좀 안 맞는 것 같아서.
그치, 알바 아닌
I don't think you
상대방
can make
사정.
two
그치,
different
상대방
game
사정은
modes,
알바
Annie.
아니지가 약간 좀 맞는 말이에요.
Annie, I don't think you can make two different game modes.
Okay. So they're basically saying from the opposing side, right? It shouldn't be their problem. Is kind of the Korean chat. Like Yambyam already agreed with your suggestions because his main point is
some of them
he wants
are
everyone to
agreeing.
be.
Some of them agree.
Some of
with
them
Yambyam.
are agreeing, but from Yambyam, yeah, he's saying that. But the biggest two, the loudest two opinions is getting 15 or getting 15 members into the guild league should be the duty of the participating guild, right? And then he's also saying if the rules are 15 versus 15 max, then it should be kept as 15 versus 15 without having to handicap. Those were the two loudest views in Yambyam's chat, apparently. That's what Yambyam told me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess unless they change the max number, they're saying that if it's 15 max, let it be 15 max. If you don't have 15, try to get more next time. That's their kind of. But the war hero thing could solve this anyway. So.
Well, I think so touching on the war hero issue, I think the problem is if you allow too many war heroes or even more than one or two, you lose the identity of the content. The identity of the content is to literally play a GVG game mode with your guild, right? If you constantly have if you constantly have mercs representing your guild, it's not your guild, it's not your strength, right? Like it's like you're trying to simulate strength. And then your own guild members get sat for other people.
Like in any other game, they call it getting carried.
Like that's just the way that I
for
think
Europe. At least for Europe, 5 war heroes of the rank 1 or rank 2 guild can probably make the difference that all of a sudden the rank 10 guild will win against the rank 5 guild.
Same here.
Like if you put 5 donation players into, I don't know what guild is rank 5 on NA, but all of a sudden they're probably going to beat the shit out of Digital. Like
that's just the way that it goes. Like literally one or two players can make the difference. That's why I don't like
I guess
the idea of Mercs.
one or two players should be able to join, right? Like one or two, I guess. That's the max. Is it 2?
Maybe like maximum maximum 3 players.
Yeah.
I'm curious what Yambyam thinks of that. Like, does he think that he would lose too much of the identity of the guild? Because like KR is in support of adding Mercs to it, so like I'm very strictly against it, but like and I don't speak for NA on it, but like most of my chat, I ran a poll, most of the chat, like 87% of people think that Mercs shouldn't agree to it. See if the
shouldn't be available. Okay.
Yeah. And ask him.
This is definitely a server by server case.
Yeah. Ask him if
Because
he
of the
thinks
situation that they're dealing with.
you lose your guild identity if you allow more than like one Merc basically into the.
Yeah. Okay. Also,
Quickly,
he
before
wanted
you
the 1 to 2
translate that.
Mercs. He wanted the 1 to 2 Mercs. But should I ask if his chat also agrees with 1 to 2 Mercs then?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
even then though, I don't really like
I'll
it. 'Cause
explain the
you're just
identity
losing
thing
guild.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't the Merc. You can't Merc constantly anymore. 3-day cooldown. Yeah, we'll talk about that next. That's a separate issue.
That is true actually. So there is a little bit. Let me just before I ask Yambyam. So Korean chat. Well, he's my friend too. But so when you play League in Korea, it's kind of like the Korean game has it. If you're 4v5 and you still have a chance to win, usually the 4v5, the 4 side will just give up. They'll just stay in the well.
Yep.
They will not even
That's-
try to win, right? So
yep.
that's the kind of mindset there is.
In
So it's
NA,
kinda
we
like-
do
so
that
the
when
other
it's
team doesn't
5v5.
care. Oh, okay, never mind. All right,
Yeah.
anyways. So 얌비암님 이제 또 다른 그 질문이
네.
사실 이게 길드 대 길드전이잖아요. 리그전인데 사실 용병이 가능하면은 특히 용병 횟수가 가능한 횟수가 넓어질수록 내 길드가 아닌데 이제 길드 대 길드전은
I would
그
agree,
애초에
Jeff.
아이덴티티나 목적이 내 길드가 강하다잖아요. 이 길드가 강해서 이겼다. 15대 15에서.
그죠.
약간 요런 콘텐츠이기도 한데 용병으로 사용해서 하면은 좀 그런 그 핵심적인 게임 플레이 콘텐츠가 사라지지 않을까라는 질문을 하고 싶대요. 그리고 이제 북미는 지금 용병을 허가하는 거를 약간 많이 87% 투표로 반대했대요. 근데 한두 명까지는 maybe. 근데 일단은 한두 명도 조금 안 좋아하는 측인 것 같아요. 북미 측에서는. 유럽은 모르겠지만. 이제 한국 측에서 어떻게 생각하세요? 그거에 대해서? 근데 이건 당연히 서버 상황 때문에 그런 거겠죠, 지금?
그런 게 좀 크긴 한데 만약에 5명 풀로 전부 용병을 채울 수 있다면은 옛날 거점전이 그랬거든요. 옛날 공성 같은 게
오케이.
우리 길때 30명 나오는데 용병으로 막 40명 채워서 막 그랬던
Holy
적이
crap.
있어요. 몇십 명씩 채워갔던. 네, 그런 과거가 있다 보니까 저도 약간 좀 부정적으로 봅니다. 그거는 이게 우리 길드가 공성을 하는 게 아니라 용병이 게임하는 거다 보니까 아까 브로님 말씀했다시피 길드 리그 자체에 그게 좀 변질될 수 있다. 저도 그거에 대해서는 동의하는 것 같아요. 근데 이게
오케이.
아까 그것도 말씀했다시피 한국이랑 북미 서버는 상황이 달라요. 그것 때문에 또 의견차가 존재해서 이게 필요는 하다 생각하는데 이거 무작정 다 푸는 건 저도 그거는 반대입니다.
그렇죠. 그러니까 원하기보단 필요하다는 거죠. 지금 한국
네,
서버에서는 워낙에 그 유저 베이스나 활동력이 적어서. 오케이.
그래서 만약 푼다면은 이제 용병 개인당 주 길드리그 참여 횟수를 제한을 둔다던가 약간 참여 인원 제한 둔다던가 이런 식으로 제한을 둬서 무작정 막 하지는 못해도 그래도 용병분들도 할 수 있게 뭔가 그러면 좀 더 잘 굴러가지 않을까. 한국 서버 길드리그가 전 그렇게 생각합니다.
제한
횟수 제한
어떤 식의 제한이야? 뭐 인원이요? 인원 제한?
참여 횟수 제한.
Quantum ChampionJason is EU.
오케이.
What the hell?
Per week. Okay, so he's saying like kind of he totally agrees with what Blue said about losing the whole identity of your guild being a strong guild in a 15 versus 15 guild versus guild league. Yambyam totally agrees with that, and he thinks that would definitely change the point of this content, having too many mercs or having mercs in general. He's saying like there's been in the past in Korea like they'd have 40 mercs for Node Wars. And it totally felt like it wasn't their guild.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't my guild wasn't winning.
Yeah.
It was like we're just kidding. Well, Mercs are winning. Yeah. So but he's saying he does think it's more out of necessity than want It's not that they want it. It's because the gap is so big of PvP active guilds in Korea versus all the other servers. Like they're hungry. Like they don't have enough players. So it's more of out of necessity rather than what they want right now is why they think that some of these opinions may coming into light. But he thinks maybe something like limiting how many mercs or how many times you can merc people in per week. That could help, right? Maybe your guild's allowed to have.
What an excellent segue.
Okay.
What?
Well, yeah. So I'll just finish the thought. Last few words. So his last idea was, how about letting mercs participate into another guild once a week for Guild League?
Okay.
After that, you can't merc. Yeah,
okay,
that was his
so
last thought.
There's a proposition on this on the Global Labs that is going to limit mercs to one merc every 72 hours.
So it's every 3 days.
In general?
In general, I think that's in general, right?
Yes, in general
across all
for
content?
everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Once per 3 days? You can merc once per 3 days?
Correct.
Okay.
And this is, I believe, in an effort to keep people from constantly abusing guild bosses and jumping around to do guild bosses or whatever. I don't understand.
That is my
People
guild.
farming Khan, man.
This is my guild bosses.
Steven,
guild
it's
league.
your fault.
Guild boss,
Yes,
guild
Steven,
league.
it's your fault.
There, every
So-
day.
Annie, is it really his guild's fault? Is that why we're getting that? Is it Asia's fault?
No, it's actually not. No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure, but like
Actually,
Wait,
I think it's been there before our.
I did not, Ludi. You can send it to me.
Like,
now.
definitely also because of
Yeah.
Korea, because I feel like Korea's in a spot where they
I
have to
think it's
merc. They have to
Korean.
merc. Koreans are probably definitely
Definitely
mercing a lot
because of
because
us.
their guilds aren't active. Yeah, it's definitely probably more of Korea.
I am
I'll ask
pretty,
later though. Yeah.
I'm pretty sternly against, like, just to be clear, I'm pretty sternly against limiting mercs to once every 72 hours because guild bosses are a problem. Just don't let mercs hit guild bosses. It's not that hard if it's that big of a deal. But, like, there are a lot of people that just merc to do siege, right? Or they merc, they do merc, and then they, if they don't have a fight in their guild, they try to merc around to basically go find a fight. There's a lot of players that do that, and I think you're punishing those players, and they're not really doing anything wrong. I don't really see a problem with a player doing that.
Okay, so you're saying TLDR is if guild bosses is really the main problem, just even if they're merked in, don't let them participate in abusing farming guild bosses, but merking should be allowed for other content,
Yeah,
such as wars and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that GVG, well, not the GVG system though. I still don't think like even allowing people to merc for like the GVG ranked mode system, like even like once a week. I don't know. Then I think that like no one will do it and it'll be pointless. So like I don't really know if once a week is necessarily the solution as much as it is to just match the numbers. I like Jason's suggestion. Don't add mercs to it. Just match the numbers and then you don't need mercs anymore.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like Kara saying we don't have the numbers, but also we don't want to lower the numbers to match it. Because then the few big guilds that do have the 15 are gonna complain.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about it. Yeah, it's a weird response.
To be
Yeah, there's a
fair-
lot of Asia chatters that are saying, yeah, we abuse the guild boss stuff every single day. So like, yeah, it's 100% a change that is Asia is
Well, I'm pretty sure
ruining
NA
it for the
players do
rest
that
of us.
too. I could think of a couple friends that told me to do that, and I said no, I'm too lazy.
I mean,
be
guild
fair-
bosses are quite good money. It's like 1.2B for
For like 30
hitting 3
minutes.
bosses. Yeah, for like 30 minutes. That's a lot of
That is
money.
insane. That is insane.
That is a lot.
yeah.
So then if you do it per hour, that's a lot of money. That's 2 bill. an
It's
hour.
like once a day, because like you can merc once a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Oh, did we just lose Brobear? Oh, I know he's good. He was just leaned
Oh.
over. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
well,
I had to,
I was gonna say you might want to
Yes, it
translate
is.
that there.
Sorry.
'Cause that's
Yep. Okay. Okay.
yeah. What do they think
얌얌님?
about merking people every 72
네.
hours? Like,
네, 이거 얌얌님 플러스 이제 한국 커뮤니티한테 질문하고 싶은 게 이제 글로벌 랩스에서 이게 약간 wait, sorry. Did they announce it in Global Labs or like what happened in Global? I don't know. Be accurate with this.
I think it's on Global
But then-
Labs,
Basically,
Oh, it's on. It's
Isn't
active on Global Labs right now.
or they announced it. One of the two. Like they're thinking about making this
Okay,
change
I'll
live.
just say it that way
basically.
then. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. 그래서 지금 그 글로벌 랩스에서 이미 변경이 들었는지 모르겠지만 뭐 활성화 시키려고 하는 게 이제 용병은 72시간마다 한 번씩밖에 못 하게끔 제한을 걸라고 한대요. 왜냐하면은 길드 버스 어뷰징 때문에.
네, 맞아요. 그거.
왜냐면 하도 용병 하루 뛰고 내일 또 용병 뛰고 내일 또 용병 이것 때문에 막으려고 하는데 북미 측에서는 블루 측에서는 그 길드 버스 어뷰징 때문이면 그냥 차라리 용병들이 길드 버스 못 때리게 하고 나머지 콘텐츠는 3일에 한 번씩 아니라 예를 들면 뭐 전쟁이든 뭐 다른 콘텐츠는 용병들이 할 수 있게끔 해줘야 된다라는 의견이 나왔거든요. 그 길드버스 어뷰징은 당연히 안 좋지만 길드버스 보상을 못 받게 하면 된다. 용병들이 다른 길드 용병으로 들어가면 그렇게 제안을 하고 3일마다 한 번씩밖에 용병을 못 띄운다는 아닌 것 같다요. 다른 콘텐츠에서는. 얌얌님 플러스 이제 한국 시청자분들은 어떻게 생각하세요?
제가 이해하고 있는 그 용병 시스템은 공성전 그 CG죠, CG? 거기서밖에
네.
사용이 안 되는 걸로 아는데 혹시 이거 하나 물어보는데 다른 용도로도 또 용병이 쓰이는지?
제한이 된다는?
다른 서버는?
지금 그러니까 질문하시는 게 그 용병 제한을 CG에서만 빼달라 이 질문이냐 여쭤보시는 건가요?
네, 이제 그 용병을 하는 목적이 제가 알기로는 공성전 또는 길드레이드 이 두 가지잖아요.
네네네.
근데 만약에 이 길드레이드 72시간 제한이 걸린다면 그냥 길드레이드 보상을 빼자 얘기하셨잖아요. 그러면
그쵸.
어차피 공선전밖에 쓰이지 않는데 왜 그 제한이 필요한지 궁금해서 혹시 다른 용도로 용병이 쓰이는지 요거 한번 물어봐 줄 수 있나요?
Okay. So he's asking from his point of view, he wants to do a counter question first. He's saying so the way he sees it, the whole point of merking is for siege and guild bosses.
Okay.
So if it's other than that, would there really be an issue of limiting the 72 hours?
No.
Is his question.
Well, Node Wars.
Yeah.
Well, like Node Wars. People really want to be able to merc
Node
for
Wars
Node
too?
Wars. Yeah.
그 시즈 아닌 일반 그 노드전 때문에. 네.
노드전에서 용병이 가능해요? 한국
가능하지
서버는 안
않나?
되는데.
T1 이상, T3인가부터 되지 않나요? 한국은 아예 안 돼요, 용병이?
근데 한국은 아예 용병이 안 되는데.
진짜요? Okay. Apparently in Korea, you can't merc for Node Wars at all.
What?
So I said, are you sure? I said, yeah, that's what I said. No. Oh, it's just not like the lower tiers you can't in NA, but you can in higher tier wars. And he said, no, we just can't merc for Node Wars.
Can he
I'll ask him one more time. Let me ask him one more time.
Over node?
Yeah. 얌byam님 다시 물어볼게요. 뭐 T1, 2 뭐 이런 제한이 아니라 모든 노드전에 용병이 못 참가가 안 된다는 거죠? 한국 서버는.
네, 맞아요. 저희는 T1부터 T5까지 전부 다 용병이 불가능해요. 저희는 CG만 가능해요. 공성전만.
Okay, he's saying in Korean servers, T1 through 5, no mercs, only siege.
What?
Yep, and they're confirming it in chat too. Yep. So that's why he was confused about Blue's opinion about why 72 hours. Because from Korea's standpoint, it's like, we can't merc anyways. We only get siege and guild bosses. So yes.
3 cannot have.
No, he said tier 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up to tier 5. There's just no mercs other than siege. In KR servers, we did not know this. You can only merc for siege and guild boss in KR. Apparently, you can't merc for anything else.
That's
that explains the 72-hour being no issue at all in Korea, right?
Yeah,
because for EU and AP, it's like, hey, we want to merc for Node like every day, every second day if we don't have one.
Like,
but
if
they only
let me answer him. I think he also didn't know that we can actually merc for Node Wars. So let me tell him that we can merc for Node Wars. 얌byam님, 이게 문제가 되는 이유가 맞아요. 시즈 말고도 저희는 그 노드전 T3부터 용병이 돼요. T3 이상부터. Wait, let me. It's T3 plus, right? It's T1 and 2 you can't merc, but T3 plus can merc, correct? Yeah. T3 이상부터는 용병이 뛸 수가 있거든요. 다른 서버에서는 한국 제외. 유럽, 아시아, 북미는 다 돼요.
그래서 제가 궁금해서 물어봤어요. 왜 이게 문제지? 생각을 했거든요.
그래 문제였어요. 근데 지금 다 놀랐어요. 한국은 용병이 없다는 거 듣고.
그러면 문제가 맞죠. 거기는 아직 거점전 용병이 된다면.
Okay, so he's saying that yes, he agrees that the 72 hours would cause a problem.
Yep.
With the fact that that there is use for merking in for Node Wars. He is under the assumption that we all did not merc other than Siege and guild bosses. So yeah, he agrees. He's saying yeah. So if there is other content that you can merc for, he doesn't think 72 hours is a good idea.
Okay.
Besides
When did they get
stopping
it, and
the
did they
guild
say
boss
why?
abuse. Huh?
Like, when did they get that they
Yeah.
can't merc at all
And
for
why?
Novo? And did they say why? Why they
So you
removed
wanna
it
know
from
when and why?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. When and
Yeah.
why?
When did that happen?
Is it a new thing? Is it a new thing?
Yeah.
Or
I
is
don't
it
think
always
it's
that?
new. I don't think it's new because he's assuming that we all had it. So it doesn't sound new. Let me ask. 얌얌님 되게 궁금해하고 있어요. 언제부터 용병이 불가능했고 시즈 제외? 그리고 왜 그 병력이 들어왔는지 이유가 있었나요?
자세히 기억은 안 나는데
최근은 아니네요. 그러면
꽤 오래됐어요. 거점전
오케이.
용병이 안 된 거는. 아마 그
1년, 2년? 2년 이상?
거의 20년도에 제가 기억하기엔 20년도쯤에
와우.
사태가 됐어요.
오케이. around 뭐 대략 그렇다 칩시다. 오케이. 그리고 이제 왜 용병을 없애는지 알 수 있을까? 용병 시스템 나오자마자 얼마 안 돼서 없어졌어요? 오 마이 갓. 오케이.
그게 안 되는 게 이제 제 기억상으로는 그 몇몇 이제 아이템이 엄청 좋으신 분들이 있잖아요. 이제 그 당시에 최고 스펙이진 유저분들이
오케이.
최상위 거점이 아닌 이제 일반 거점, 이제 중간층 유저들이 하는 거점에 용병으로 가서 학살을 하고 다니는 그런 게 좀 있었는데 아마 그 이유가 아니지 않을까요? 제 생각에도.
네, 잠시만요. 왜 근데 캡이 있잖아요. 용병이 가도.
캡이 없었어요 예전에는.
그럼 캡
없을
생긴
때가-
뒤로 용병 풀어줘야 되는 거 아니에요?
그렇긴
아무튼 요거 때문에 생겼다 이거죠.
네네네.
그리고 그 뒤에 변화가 없었다. 오케이.
네.
So the when is surprising.
Okay.
They're saying not long after the Merc system was introduced, it got taken away.
So it's like 4
It's
years
like
ago.
what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
What?
So he's saying he can't remember exactly. He's assuming around 2020, and then someone else in my chat said, no, it was earlier than that, or it was literally he said not long after Mercs was introduced to the game, they took it away, and then this is their hypothesis. They don't know the real reason, but they're saying it's because they remember that there were no caps for gear. And the highest geared players would merc into lower tier wars and just destroy everybody. So I said, but there's caps now, right? And he said, yes. I said, okay, so they just didn't change it back. And he said, yes. So the assumption is that they took away mercs because people with the best gear would just merc in and destroy all the lower tier guild wars for lower
was on every
tier
region.
guilds because there was no cap. But now that there is a cap, it should have been taken away. But yeah, apparently it wasn't. So yeah.
That's
No, but the
crazy.
initial issue happened on every server. No, I don't know for an A, but like I can tell you for you in the first months of Mercs,
Yeah.
bro, there was people of the rank 1 guild merking in like some complete tier 1 guild
With no
farming
caps.
300 kills per node war. It was a
But
thing
nothing
in
was
every
done.
region, no?
Like they still allowed the mercs.
Why
right?
did they remove
let
it
me
for cap?
tell him that.
We kept it.
So let me
Yeah,
get this
yeah,
straight.
we actually fixed the
sorry.
issue by limiting the war hero, right? Like limiting the
Yeah.
number to war hero. Like tier 5,
Yeah.
we have only 5. Yeah,
So-
we fixed it.
We
Limiting
got
numbers.
so let me get this straight. We had the Merc system abused for literally 5 years in North America and Europe. And you're telling me Korea had it fixed in 2 weeks.
Apparently, yes. You want me to translate that?
Yeah.
Okay. 얌얌님, 그러면 이제 북미랑 EU랑 아시아는 몇 년 동안 그 캡이 생기기 전까지 똑같은 상황이었대요. 용병들이 와서 다 학살하고 다녔대요. 대신 그 용병 시스템이 사라지지는 않았대요. 그래서 그냥 학살 당했대요. 그냥. 그래서 한국만 그렇게 제한이 걸린 것도 그 당시에는 다른 서버들한테는 불리하고 이제 와서는 한국한테 불리하다라고 의견을 낼 수 있겠죠?
그죠.
네, 왜냐면 용병도 횟수 제한도
They're
있고
literally laughing at us, guys.
노드 전에 이제
That's laughing.
템 캡도 생겼기 때문에
They're
없애도
literally
되지만
laughing
안
at us.
없애는 거는 이제 현재로서는 한국이 불리하고 예전에는 북미랑 EU랑 아시아는 당한 거죠. 몇 년 동안 용병들이 학살하고 다녔대요. 그냥 계속.
Yeah, they're literally laughing at us
그래서
right now.
이제는 예, 양쪽으로 당한
양쪽 다
거라고. 오케이.
저희는 과거에는 괜찮은데 지금 불편하고 저기는 과거에 불편하고 지금 좋고.
지금 괜찮고. 야.
네네.
예. 아무튼 네, 그런 의견이 나왔어요 지금.
별개로 한 개 더 있긴 해요. 그 붉은 전장
오케이.
아시죠?
네?
거기서 붉은 전장
아.
이제 레드 배틀필드
아, 네네네네.
거기서 이제 아이템 수업하는 거. 거기서
오케이.
아이템 갈아 끼주는 거 아시나요? 알고
몰라요.
계신가 이 점?
몰라요.
아무튼
저는 몰라. 근데 물어볼게요. 네, 일단 말씀하시면.
물어봐 줄 수 있나요? 아이템 수업하는 게 가능한지?
지금 아니면 예전에?
지금.
지금? Can you guys swap items in RBF right now? Can we do
I
that?
can't.
anymore.
I
It's
cannot.
not-
I
Yes.
cannot.
Oh wait,
Not anymore?
no, you can. I guess.
Blue says
Yeah,
They
yes.
removed it.
No, they
Yeah,
removed
they
it.
removed
When did they
take
remove
out.
it? When did they
Yeah.
remove it?
That was
A month.
About a month ago.
or 2 months.
It's been
Yeah.
1 month? Okay, 1
Uh-huh.
month ago.
I'm not
Okay, 3달
sure.
전에 그 기능을 뺐대요.
How long ago?
So they're
did-
gonna have it for
Oh
5 years.
hell no!
그
Hell
기능이-
no!
Let me hear out. 네, 그래 왜 물어봤어요?
그 기능은 몇 년 전부터 수업이 안 되게 바꿨었어요, 한국은.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So
그래서-
that disappeared ages ago for Korea, where you couldn't swap items in RBF.
Actually, we think it's a
그래서
bug.
궁금해서 왜 한국만 안
We-
되냐
we-
이거.
We didn't think it's a feature.
At first,
I
I
think
thought
it's
it
a-
was
We thought it, we
a bug.
legitimately
It was
had
a
it
bug.
so long. We thought it was a
bug.
feature. We thought it was a feature.
Ah.
We thought it's a bug.
I swear we need to get KR people to play the UNA version or the rest of the world version for a week, and we need everyone else to play the KR version for 1
do
week.
you guys want to hear something wild? Do you guys want to hear something really wild?
This is crazy.
I heard-
5 years of misinformation.
I
Wow.
had
or
a-
misunderstandings.
I had a Russian player reach out to me and say that they have a serious problem on their server because their server is different
Okay.
than every other
Russia.
server.
Okay.
And that when one of their players goes red, if you go red and you die to another player, your gear downgrades in Russia.
We used to have that like 5 years ago as
Wait,
well.
wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
But they removed
That
it like
happens everywhere. Oh, you mean
mean,
everyone in the
years ago.
guild?
No. This
Wait,
is
what do you
not everywhere. NA, if you go red and you die to an enemy player, the worst you're going to lose is what? What, a crystal?
Crystals.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
crystals.
4 crystals.
Right?
Oh. So
In
gear
Russia,
downgrade as in you
it
die to
skips-
NPC when you're red.
It
Okay.
skips the crystals altogether. You just lose your pen devo.
Oh wow! Damn.
Yeah. They just
I thought
straight
we
up.
had that.
Wow.
No. I was
Russia
actually
goes
red
hard.
player before.
Wow.
So like,
When
wait,
you die,
when
you
you
lose
die
4
to mob,
crystals.
your gear downgrades, right? Not
No,
gears,
no.
right?
Yes,
I mean,
currently
right
yes.
now, yeah, currently yes, but back then it's only you
나
either
한국에서
die to
관심 안
mobs, you
가져야지.
either die to
어쩔 수
players.
없죠.
minus
We
4
want
crystals.
that.
완전
My chat. The PvE Andes.
PV.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So basically what you're saying is the Russian system never adjusted to ours changing
Correct.
that like 4 years ago or
Oh,
something where they
thank
changed
God,
the
bro.
rights.
Thank God.
It's like they're forgetting. The only reason I bring this up is because it's like they're forgetting to make the changes to the rest of the servers. Like KR gets
Yeah.
changed, and then like it didn't matter what everyone else thought because it's not like they were listening to us anyway. Like, wait, what else does KR not have that we like? Oh, you know what? On that note,
Wait, does KR have that too? Let me ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
If it's the same as Russia, probably not.
Yeah, no, go
지금
ahead.
러시아 시청자분이 말씀하셨는데요. 러시아에서는 러시아에서는 이제 빨간 유저가 되면은 PvP 통해서 크리스탈이 아니라 바로 기어가 깨진대요. 템이 깨진대요. 바로. 크리스탈 이런 거 건너뛰고. 한국은 안 그렇죠? 러시아만 그런 거죠? 혹시나 한국도 그런 거 하죠?
크리스탈이 먼저 깨져요, 한국은.
그쵸. 오케이.
크리스탈 깨지고 장비 깨지고.
크리스탈 다음에 장비. 오케이. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, Korea is the same. It's crystals then gear.
Okay, yeah. See, like they're like
Just double
Russia's all,
Just
all messed
Russia.
up right now. Yeah. Now
I mean,
I
how
will say,
bad must it have been in Russia for them to make
I
a
don't
quick
know,
year?
but they were
instead?
complaining. They were like, "Please help us." I was like, "Dude, I can't even help NA, man. What do you want me to do, man?" Like, but yeah, I figured I'd bring it up. Okay, so one of the next
한국
topics
랜덤이에요.
I do want to cover is the harassment and TOS
Oh, one
changes.
second.
Okay, go ahead.
Update on that. So quick. They're saying it's not crystal first, then gear.
Oh,
It could be either crystal or gear, even if it's crystal. 맞아요? Oh yeah, 짱쿠 tested it apparently. 얀면님 맞나요 이거? 크리스탈이 깨지기 전도
so
장비가
they
먼저 깨질
can
수
lose
있다는데요?
gear. KR's like, "Oh yeah, we have
랜덤이라는데요?
that too. We love it."
짱쿠님이 이거를 실험을 해봤다는데요?
진짜요?
네.
저는
Okay, so Yambyam didn't know
이게
either, but apparently
수정
짱쿠-
프리셋 이후로 된다네요. 그렇게
에? 뭐라고요?
그 수정
아니-
시스템이 한번 개편됐잖아요.
네.
그 이후로 그렇게 된다고 시청자분이 제 얘기를 정정해 주신 것 같아요.
아, 그러니까 최근에 그렇게 됐다는 거죠?
그런 것
원래
같아요.
항상 그랬다는 게 아니라. Okay, so it's fairly recent, but the change did come through in
잘
KR,
모르겠다. 죄송합니다.
where it's not about Yambyam's not sure about it, but his viewer is also saying, and then someone in my chat also just told me that right now, currently, even if you have crystals, there's a chance that your gear will downgrade first before losing all your crystals. So all you red karma players, be very careful. You will lose your pen.
There's-
Yeah, there's a chance that you will
No
instantly lose
way.
pen.
That's it. You will.
You could actually
Bro.
instantly lose your pen gear before
Bro.
crystals.
Holy shit! I think that our
That,
griefing
that,
would
that
go
is
away
not on Europe
instantly.
though.
No, it's not in
100%.
NA either. No,
Yeah,
it's not in NA
same-
either.
same.
No,
Yeah,
here's the thing.
players
It got recently placed into KR,
Uh-huh.
recently patched in,
Okay.
so it might come into NA. So we have to be careful.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Okay, well, I'm glad I said
So, I
something
guess-
then. Well, I'm glad
Yeah,
I
I
said
thought-
something
Yeah.
then. Wait, that's
You know, I think
crazy.
during some coffee and ball, I don't know, 2022, I guess. I think they want to implement the bounty system. What happened to that, man?
I don't know, but they did say that they were going to. I remember
Uh-huh.
during the ball, didn't they mention that they were going to be harsher on red karma players?
Yes.
I do remember that part.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they meant that you're going to lose gear instantly. I didn't know that that was going to be one of the.
Yeah,
I
there
did not know
goes.
that
Yeah,
was
it
gonna be a
did.
thing.
Right now,
Okay.
if you're minus karma, every character you have is minus karma also.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is crazy,
That came a while
bro.
ago.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, but this is a huge change. So it's like you can have all your crystals. If you're unlucky, being you're a red player, if you're unlucky enough, your pen will just you'll lose the pen will
There's
downgrade
no
instead
more
of you losing a
griefing.
single crystal.
Yeah.
It's going to be randomized now. It could be a crystal or your gear is what's
Well, yeah,
happening.
no more
Apparently they
griefing.
Yeah,
tested
Yeah.
it.
griefing's
The streamer
gone.
Janku-
There's no more
Yeah,
griefing.
there's a Korean streamer who tested it already. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Blue, the thing is, you say it
한국
more
사람 근데 뭐
griefing
혹시-
like we had an
야.
alternative left when
근데 뭐
somebody
혹시
would like
세팅
come to
하시는
you.
I know.
분께서
There's always a way to grieve.
동료
죄송합니다.
테슬라님께서는 맞대요. 실험됐대. Yeah. So they are they're saying that this is confirmed right now in KR. Another KR big streamer, Janku, he has tested this. Yes.
That was 5 years ago.
손 끼고 있어도 장비가 깨질 수 있어요. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So even with even with your crystals on, your gear can downgrade if you're
That's crazy. Okay, so now I want to talk to. It's a good segue into our next topic, which is they had a lot of TOS changes recently because there's a lot of harassment going on in KR. So I'm curious what Yambyam has to say about this. So like, what harassment was going on that really caused them to change their TOS like this in such a dramatic way? And also, there has been talks of removing open world flagging from the game. Like there's been talks on Inven. I heard like that some people, there were rumors of this kind of happening, or that they were considering doing this. I'm curious what Yambyam
Considering,
and
okay.
what the rest of, like, it is not on Global Labs, is not official, but I heard that like it is something that they're like on the, like it's on the table and they're considering. So like I'm curious what KR thinks about that given their current TOS situation.
Okay. But your first question, I need a little more context. What did you mean by what harassment was going on that they drastically
So,
changed this? What are you referring to? Which change?
So they cracked down on a lot of their TOS, like overall, in terms of like how they're going to punish people and whatnot. But also they mentioned a lot of sexual harassment and people sexually harassing players in game. And like legally they can't allow that. So like, and now permanently banned players can be like kept from making new accounts. Basically, if you've been banned, you can't make a new account and like keep playing or whatever. So like that's another big change as well.
Okay, for that, I think I can kind of touch on. I will ask, and I'll give you his answer too. But my answer from living in Korea 12 years. So cyberbullying has been a major issue in Korea for a while now. A lot of suicides, a lot of. I hope this is not TOS. There have been like shared pictures of in-game killing. You know, if you know what I mean by that, being like thrown around from bullying and people losing lives and stuff. Okay, it's been a huge thing. Cyberbullying, the internet became a very dark place. A lot of celebrities, a lot of normal high schoolers not being a part of our world anymore because of cyberbullying. It's been a huge thing. It's been on the news a lot, and there's like a lot of they're cracking down on cyberbullying and all of that. and you know, gaming is a huge side of that too, right? So I think that's probably where it's coming from. But now let me get to the real Koreans' opinion on that, because you know I've been very aware of this for a while too, though. 얌비암님, 이제 제가 약간 미리 제 의견을 냈긴 했는데 이게 원래 이제 인터넷 문화가 좀 많이 안 좋잖아요, 한국에.
It's not griefing. I'm just grinding faster than you are. Deal with it.
네.
저는 그런 식으로 대답했는데 이제 북미 측에서 궁금한 거는 무슨 이유 때문에 최근에 그 피해 한국 측에서 이렇게 심하게
You managed to get someone red, you can delete their gear. Yeah, that's the scary thing. Solution, don't go red.
좀 자주 생겼고 뭐 섹슈얼 성적인 그런 약간 코멘트나 이런 것도 굉장히 까다로워졌고 뭐 때문에 이거 북미 측에서는 갑작스럽게 느껴지나 봐요. 뭐 때문에 이런 변화가 크게 들어왔는지. 그 다음에 다른 질문 한 번 더 있는데 일단 이거부터 대답해 주실 수 있나요?
일단 그 사건의 시초가 이제 매크로 이슈 아시죠? 그 스트리머
네네 알죠, 유명하죠.
이제 그 이슈 이후 그 다른 스트리머분이 비슷한 걸 재현하셨어요. 이제 앞으로는 그 이어폰으로 매크로 키 누르는 척하면서 캠 밖에서는 키보드를 조작하는.
봤어요.
그 사건이 일어나고 난 다음에 이제 그분이 정지 먹었잖아요.
네.
그래서 그 이후 이제 다른 대형 유튜버들이 이 사건을 조명해서 이거
저 영상 봤어요.
네. 근데 이 영상을 다룬
Skex, it's a tough situation. It's never going to be perfect.
넌 왜 제대로 알지도 못하면서 글을 적냐 이런 식의 항의 메일을 보냈습니다. 그래서 이제 그 항의 메일을 받은
대형 유튜버들한테요?
네? 네,
대형 유튜버 그러니까 검은 사막 유저분들이 대형 유튜버들한테 그런 글을 썼다.
네. 그런 메일을 보내서 이제 그걸 받은 대형 유튜버 분께서 영상을 하나 제작했습니다. 그동안 검은 사막에서 일어나온 스트리머 괴롭힘, 그리고 성희롱 그런 관련 영상을 직접
Bro, harassment in KR is just as bad as NA. Look at that, bro. That's crazy. I get fired from my job. They are sexually harassing each other. I'm not really sure necessarily what's worse. Probably getting fired, to be honest.
방관자니까 너네도 똑같다. 너네도 다 성희롱 범이다. 이런 식으로 엄청나게 잠깐 이슈화가 됐었습니다. 그래서 그것 때문에 프로비스가 이제 PvP 관련 괴롭힘 관련 배치를 했죠. 이제 추적 시스템, 괴롭힐 수 있는 수단인 추적 시스템.
그것 때문에 훨씬 예민해졌구나. 예.
네, 그래서 좀 예민한 상태입니다, 게임이.
Does this even happen in EU? No, they're actual human beings.
So I asked him the first part of the question. I'm going to translate his answer first because it's pretty big, and then I'll ask him the second question, right?
Okay,
about the rumors about the open. So apparently, we all know the macro issue, right? You interviewed him. That was our first thing. After that, you know the other guy who trolled by dropping his earphones.
Yes,
you know that? He dropped his earphones.
I get the react. Jasmine picked it up. Yeah.
So yeah. So that led to a huge Korean YouTuber and other huge Korean YouTubers, like the most, like all Koreans would know these YouTubers probably.
Well, NA had the YouTubers too.
Did that guy get banned?
Yeah.
So the one with the keyboard with it?
He was banned for a while, and then they told him to offer proof of you being not guilty, or we will not unban you. He uploaded a video of him using the Bluetooth keyboard, but they said that wasn't officially submitted to us, so that doesn't mean you're innocent. Blah 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 blah. So when that's besides the point. That went into legal shit. Okay, that's something else. Okay, so we're talking about why they're cracking down so hard against these yeah.
You
know, like bullying and stuff. So so the macro led to the trolling of the earphone drop. And then that was proven, and then that became a huge topic for Korean YouTubers to jump on. So it became a huge scandal / story in Korea about the game BDO. So now Pearl Abyss is under the hot seat because in Korea, it's very easy. So I have this thing in my head. Cancel culture started off in Korea way before you guys even started using the word cancel culture.
It existed in Korea.
Anyways, It was way before you guys even heard about K-pop. Since I was like 6 years old,
to cancel people.
There was I know NA loves that.
Yeah.
That's okay, fine. That's besides the point. But anyway, so Korean has a huge cancel culture, right? So now P is under the hot seat after those huge YouTubers covered.
He might be right though.
So what happened was
he actually might be right.
Korean BDO players sent very unpleasant, emails and comments to those big YouTubers. One of the mainly one of the biggest Korean YouTubers, saying like, stop talking about shit you don't know about, blah blah blah. After he covered the story about the macroing issue, and he cracked back by exposing and interviewing and having receipts about Korean streamers getting bullied and sexually harassed on Korean BDO. And apparently there were receipts, and he interviewed a lot of Korean streamers, and he's one of the biggest platforms on YouTube. So now PA is really under the hot seat for now. It's like, you guys allowed this to happen to streamers. That's kind of how the story kind of went.
Yes, they did.
So now that's why the Korea PA is cracking down as a response to, oh shit,
that makes
we really
sense.
have to respond to this. So that's why they're cracking down, and that's why they're very sensitive about banning and not being able to make new accounts and things like that. It came from basically it got brought into the light through these big Korean YouTubers.
I mean, what's crazy about that is we just told all the regions that it's okay to sexually harass your streamers because Pluralvis isn't going to do anything about it until very recently. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, that's scary, man. Like, that's super scary. The fact that they allowed all of that, like, it was totally fine. I'm curious what the screenshots necessarily showed, but it must have been pretty bad if they were going to get a response.
Like interviews and let me ask, 얌비암님, 이제 그 대형 유튜버님이 이제 그 악플러들한테 반응이 이제 비디오에서 얼마나 이게 심했는지를 알려준 거잖아요. expose라고 하죠.
Yeah, I mean, Ken, essentially people just love to bring it IRL, man. You know how it is. People are cringe lords.
인터뷰 통해서요? 아니면 뭐 스크린샷, 영상, 뭐 어떤 뭐 증거들이 있었나요?
KR is a really small country though, so you can like walk down the street and find your streamer. You know what I mean? It's a lot scarier when someone threatens you there. And NA, it's like good luck getting to my state.
인터뷰에서 그분들이 어떤 일을 당했고 또 어떤 분은 뭐 몇 년간 괴롭힘 당했다. 어떤 분은 이제 디스코드 방에 불려가서 무릎 꿇고 막 사과문 쓰게 했다. 이런 사건들을 직접 취재하셔서 유튜브에 올려주셨어요. 이제 그걸로 기폭제가 돼서
취재를 하셨구나. Okay, so he investigated the Korean YouTuber, literally went detective mode. He reached out to a lot of video streamers who have been streaming the game for years and got them to talk about it through interviews, and it led to very serious cases of I think the term bullying would be too weak to use here, like verbal assault, sexual harassment, other forms of harassment, and it'd be years of that for them streaming BDO. And even like Discord server stuff got leaked, and they even made like some streamers do like really humiliating like government official style apologies into their Discord, kind of like how Goon wanted me to stream for a week, was saying sorry Goon on my forehead, that type of shit, but 10 times worse kind of apparently. And that's what made PA crack down on PA Korea to crack down on this. That's the kind of exposure that happened. He went detective mode and even brought in some receipts and evidence to light, apparently.
That's crazy.
That's what happened.
Can I have a question in there that goes in the same direction, I would say? Is AOS voice chat in KR, do they punish if you do shit in there? Because I remember in the AOS seasons that we had, the NA Tamer streamer, I don't know if you know him, but called Kerr, he was like, every voice chat clip that I've seen from Kerr, he got called N-word and like subhuman and stuff.
Oh, he was
for his
called
skin
that.
color. Like on stream, he put clips in the partner chat of being called like subhuman, N-word and stuff simply because of his skin color. He asked the PAGMs and nothing happened. Nothing happened about it. And I'm curious if like in KR they would do something about that now.
Oh, okay. Well, I know for a fact Koreans don't go off like that on they'll be keyboard warriors, but usually on call they do not. They're very respectful usually, unless you're like a fifth grader. Fifth graders will curse at you, but adults usually we use like formalities and stuff. Other people will call you out if you act degen in the Korean culture if you're on a call in game. But let me ask, 얌얌님, 그 AOS 있죠, 솔라레 아레나에서 어떤 그 다른 이제 북미 스트리머가 막 되게 뭐 인종차별 플러스 더 심한 학대를 당했었대요 한동안. 솔라를 돌리면서 그 안에 보이스 채팅 시스템 있잖아요.
네, 맞아요.
한국은 보이스 채팅 시스템 문제 없나요? 없죠. 보통 키보드로 많이 하지. 실제로 콜을 들어가면은 예의를 지키잖아요. 한국 문화적으로, 그렇죠?
그리고 그 시스템 자체를 잘 안 쓴대요 채팅창에서.
그렇죠. 보이스를 잘 안 하는 이유가 뭘까요? 전 알죠. 실제로는 안 할 거니까. 타자로만 하니까. Okay, so it's basically what I said. So in Korea, they don't really use voice chat. Reason being, in voice calls, usually we're very polite to each other.
Solution: don't talk to each other.
Yeah, no, because they can be like the nastiest person through text.
Yeah.
But then when you get them into a voice call, usually they're used to being polite. Like they will not use slurs and shit. Like they're not. And just so you know, every account is tied to the social security number. So.
Well, I mean, like the funny thing is in NA, it's like the opposite. Bro, you like they're super nice. You get them in a voice. They're like turn off comms. You're like I'm streaming. They're like I'm gonna use the N word, and then like you're like all right, never mind. I'm just kidding. Like that's pretty much what you deal with. So
nothing close to what you described, Jason, would happen in Korea. Nothing close to that would happen in Korea. There's been cases of an Overwatch streamer suing a kid and his family for even using just semi-curse words towards her when she was streaming Overwatch. So that's like it's very different culturally. Anyways, let me ask the second part now. Can I move to the rumors about the world flag?
Yeah.
Or did you want to touch more on this? Yeah? Okay. 얌얌님 이제
What's the topic again?
So the second question was that Blue has heard rumors that there could be no more open world flagging and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not official, but there have been rumors. There's no announcements, nothing.
So
no
I'm curious what KR thinks about it and where that's at.
Was it just the open world flagging, or did you have one? I didn't write it down.
Nope, just open world. They're thinking about. I heard that they're thinking about removing open world flagging from the game. I can't reveal my source on it, but like this.
Yeah, don't put him on the hotspot, bro.
Nope.
They're already catching on that Jay's my uncle, man. Right, anyways, 얌얌님.
네.
Yes, puppy. They're thinking about removing Alt C from the game entirely.
블루님은 이제 누구한테는 들었다고는
That was the rumor.
못한대요.
And there are people in KR that support it.
약간 소문이 오고 가고 있대요 지금. Official로도 안 나왔고 뭐 딜랩스.
No, this would not include Arsha. This would not include Wardex. You could still flag and freely kill Wardex. It would be removing Karma and open world flagging outside of Wardex and Arsha.
오픈 월드 Alt C 키라고 하죠.를 없앨 의도가 있대요.
What Wardex?
그거 어떻게 생각하세요?
True.
일단 요거에 대해서 들은 바가 있나?
일단 저는 들은 바는 없고.
오케이. 네.
이제 그 커뮤니티 분위기라던가
네.
이제 그런 걸 본다면은 약간 PvP 쪽에 되게 거부감을 느끼는 약간 그런 의견들이 되게 주류를 이루고 있어요. 이 최근 사건도 그래서 그래서 혹시나 막 장난 같은 얘기로 야 이러다 그냥 RTC까지 삭제되는 거 아니냐 요런 얘기는까지는 봤어도 뭐 오피셜이나 그런 거 듣지는 못했어요.
그럼 한국 측에서는 오케이 이해했어요. 그러니까 근데 분위기가 이미 약간 RTC 키에 대해서 좀 안 좋아하고 있었다 이거죠? 약간.
네 맞아요.
오케이.
PVP 자체가 안 좋다고 보고 있어요 지금.
진짜요?
예전에들은
AOS도? 아니 오픈월드 말하는 거죠 지금?
네, 오픈월드.
오픈월드 PVP가 안 좋.
폴라레나 그런 건 괜찮고.
오케이.
오픈월드 PK 있죠.
So he said, so Yambyam says that he hasn't specifically heard the same rumor, but there were similar jokes going around a lot in the KR servers, as in so many of the player base in KR is against open world PvP right now. Like a lot of them are like really not liking it.
Yep.
They like AOS, they like the planned PvP, they like all of that.
Consensual
but
PvP.
A lot of KR users, consensual PvP. It was already going towards they don't like open world PvP and PKing. They consider it player killing, not player versus player. Right? They call it PK. They don't even refer to PvP anymore. So there were rumors and they started jokingly saying, yo, we're going to lose the alt key function now. And then everyone started joking about that. Yo, if this keeps going on, alt C is going to disappear. Alt C is going to disappear. So seeing how he's never heard of the NA side and you saying that there's rumors and then KR players kind of wanting it and then joking about that the alt C function is going to eventually disappear. It seems that, because they're referring it to PK. They consider it player killing, not player versus player content. Yeah. Yeah, so that was his response.
This is my new.
But of the rumors, he said there were no rumors of what you said, but he's saying that KR has been talking about it already.
This is my new merch
not rumoring,
idea.
but joking about it.
Yeah.
You have new merch idea?
Yeah, it says it's just a shirt that says "I do not consent."
Nah, bro. Nah,
huge fan.
Chill.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I'm
there
curious
needs to be
how
more
bad this
gaming
problem is.
Context to that.
What do you guys feel about removing open world flagging from the game? Pros and cons wise, think about it realistically. Like, what do you guys feel about removing open world flagging outside of Arsha, maybe outside of Valencia, because you know you got the prison system or whatever over there, and outside of guild decks? What do you think of removing like open world flagging? We'll start with Jason.
Can I also answer later?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Even though I'm just a translator. Yeah.
You're also the dude sitting on the couch most of the time.
So there might be a lot of people that are gonna hate me for it, but the thing is, right now, like at least for me personally, I'm a big fan of the duel for spot system that we've had for years in Europe, right? With the whole war decks getting removed, etc., they made it a lot harder. So LC is kind of your last resort, and like mob feeding is basically used as a way of like, hey, you're not taking a duel for spot. Therefore, like my only way of obtaining the spot is kind of mob feeding you, right? Now the whole lot is apparently a lot of people. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but a lot of people in chat don't understand, or like also that you meet in the game don't understand the reason why Duel for Spot is such a great system, right? It basically saves everybody 2 hours of, hey, we're all seeing each other, go negative karma, farm each other on the respawn point, nobody of us gets to grind. So it's just a simplification of a 2-hour process of farming each other until somebody leaves. This is the point behind Duel for Spot, right? So it's just a very simple system that a lot of people seem to not understand, right? Yeah. So with the whole guild deck system being gone, LC is kind of your last resort, right? Like, how else are you gonna like do that in the future? Like, we're just gonna be grinding above each other until somebody gets bored? Like, both parties lose, right? It's a lose-lose situation if you're just gonna be grinding above each other, right? So that's the point why, at least in Euro, so many people like Duel for Sport. The Guild War system being removed made it a lot harder. So now LC is kind of your last resort, which already has so many downsides, right? With like family-wide karma and stuff now. It already has so many downsides that removing even that now, it's just going to be a whole, hey, I'm going to grind above each other or go Mani. But Mani is not a viable thing on so many spots, right? Mani Crypt sucks ass because there's not enough mobs. Mani deck spots doesn't exist, right? So the best spots in the game do not have a viable Mani option to go to. Where you say, hey, if somebody's there, just go Mani. I can't. It's not viable on the best spots in the game.
I agree on that.
That's the biggest problem,
If there was Mani viable for the best spots in the game, sure. It doesn't exist in Ulukita. It doesn't exist on Dekia. The best 6, 7, 8 spots don't have Mani factually, right?
Yeah. Well, I all of the there's no Dekia spots that have Marnie. None of the new spots have Marnie. Like none of like the Ulukita spots have Marnie that I'm aware of. Like all of the best spots in the game have no Marnie's Realm. Like the best spot silver per hour wise that has Marnie's Realm is Gif and Raza. That's why I'm constantly grinding at Gif and Raza. That's all.
Like a lot of people
is.
were fine with the war changes, right? With removing war decks. A lot of people were like, "Hey, it sucks, right?" But in the end, we kind of get Mani now, so it's whatever. If somebody doesn't take the duel for spot, I will just go Mani, right? But then they didn't follow up with Mani. They just forget it exists, and like now all of the spots don't have Mani.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So now, so now no war decks is actually being a huge issue again, right?
Yeah.
Because if people don't take the duel, there's
so
nothing you can do.
So are you against this open world flagging removal stuff?
Yes, because it's like the only system that is left in the game for you to get a spot. And it already has so many downsides on the person that I'll sees, right?
Yeah.
Like it already has so many downsides. It's the last resort of people left to get a spot, man.
Yeah. Annie, I'm curious, you haven't gotten to talk very much. What do you think about removing Alt C?
I don't think we should remove the Alt C, because I agree with what Jason said. You can't really protect your spots. Like if you found like a spot that's really, really nice, and then like someone could just grind over you. If say like you're a Mystic grinding, and then suddenly there's like a Guardian grinding over you, of course the Guardian would win. So as a Mystic, you would want to protect your spot, and Alt C is the only option for you to protect your spots. And also like for Siege War as well. You can't really like for Siege War, I think like you need to Alt C to attack other guilds if the castle holder is still alive. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, that's yeah. But like if Alt C is removed, then like it's very hard to attack the enemy guilds that's allying up with the castle holder. If you get what I mean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, like,
Yeah.
no, like, I'll get my opinion at the end. Steven, how do you feel about removing Alt C?
Yeah, I think it's a bad idea. Why don't they just add Marnie's realm into a daycare spot? Like that's the easier easier solution than removing the open world. Yeah.
Also, like I think the thing with Marnie spots is that it's refillable, but it's like after you finish grinding for like an hour, you need to wait for another hour to grind.
That's
for
dumb.
people who wants to grind like
exactly.
2-3 hours straight, they can't really just go into the Marnie realm.
Yeah.
Preach. Yeah. Marnie's isn't the problem right now. I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I think, all right. So I'll give my 2 cents on it then. I think that like I am against removing Alt C from the game just because it removes of like all of these points set aside. I think that it removes a red play style from the game. I think that most players, as long as you're not like dramatically impeding or harassing any individual player, should be able to play the game the way they want to. Red players that's a play style, right? Like you just go around killing things indiscriminately. You're not harassing anyone in particular, just killing people indiscriminately.
Oh.
It's different.
Yeah.
And so I think that removing Alt C from the game removes that play style, and it removes a bit of the sandbox feel to like how we're allowed to play the game. So like I'm against doing it, although I think that overall it would be I think that you would have more new player retention because less players are getting harassed, at least PvP wise. It feels way worse to get killed at a grind spot while you're grinding than it does to just have someone grind over you. Grinding over you sucks, but there's multiple ways you can handle it. Doesn't feel as bad. Not as many players are going to quit the game over that as a player following them server to server and like killing them repeatedly, right? So like I think that you probably have a net positive change in the overall like toxicity of the server, but like there will always be griefing no matter what you do and what you try to take away. But I think that removing this is kind of a step too far. I'd rather just see them expand Marnie's realm. Let's see, Steven, did we get your perspective on it? You and Annie kind of spoke together.
Oh.
Steven?
Also, like another thing to add on, I'm sorry.
He's watching anime right now.
Yeah.
If you can't protect your spot, then just leave, find another spot, or just go into Marnie. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Beast.
Yeah, but how to say? Well, I'm usually not right now. I'm grinding on. What? Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh no, after you. I was gonna say after you. Yeah.
Oh, I was grinding on
right now.
Daycare Ash Forest, right? No, usually. So this spot doesn't have money, and if someone grieving me, the only option for me is to feed him to mob. Actually, if I kill him, he's gonna come again. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, they're taking that away too. They're taking away the feeding the mobs too. That's going
they're
away.
taking away the
exactly.
Yeah,
they're taking that away. So that's fine.
change. Yeah.
I think they should just add the Marnie's realm to the daycare, I guess.
Okay. I'm curious what Yambyam thinks about it.
얌얌님, Alt-C 키를 없애는 거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요? 여기는 대부분 다 부정적으로 생각하고 있거든요. 해결책가 아니라고.
저도 무작정 없애는 거는 부정적으로 생각합니다. 이제 그걸로 뭐 악용을 하거나 막 괴롭힘 있잖아요. 막 도를 넘는 괴롭힘 그런 거는 이제 게임사에서 제재해주고 Alt-C 자체는 그대로 냅뒀으면 좋겠다 생각해요.
그렇죠. Okay. His was very straightforward. It was basically what I was going to kind of say too. But he says he doesn't think getting rid of Alt-C is the key to the problems. Yeah, it might help a little bit from like griefing and stuff. But he thinks it's better that the game deals with the griefers like on hand, like stop them from griefing, right? Maybe like little bans here and there, maybe, yeah. That was his short. He was just very straight. He said, "Nope, I don't think Alt-C is the solution. I think the solution is to if people are going to use Alt-C for griefing, not for just regular open world PvP or do it for spot, then they need to deal with it in another way rather than get rid of it completely." And then may I add my 2 cents too?
Yeah, Brobear now is yeah.
So as as someone who has been very abused all the time, right? Not to victimize myself, but then even like after coming back after a huge like hiatus, right?
Oh, I've been
I also
dealing
don't
with
think
it.
alt C is the problem. Yeah, alt C is not the problem. Like, yeah, let people like Jason, right? If you want to grind, if you want to fight for a spot or push them off, yeah, there should be a threat in open world. I don't think adding more Marnies is the issue either. It's the issue is going to be no matter what is in the game, it's the players that are abusing that alt C. If you take that away, the people that want to bother you, no alt C, they're still going to bother you. They're going to make sure you can't grind. If they have better gear than you, or they have more members to come bully you, or whatever, they're going to keep doing it, whether there is alt C or not. So I think you keep alt C, and then you deal with it exactly what Yambyam said. You like PA should deal with the people that are using alt C in a way that should not be intended, which is to chase people down and harass a specific target every single second or across servers. You should be allowed to fight for a spot and threaten them off a spot. And guess what? What's the worst case? You switch servers.
All right.
And if there's not enough servers, unlucky. Now you got to grind somewhere else, come back later. But that's like, you can't have everything perfect in any game. Right? And that kind of adds to the content too, kind of like the threat of somebody can come and kill me at any time when I'm farming. And they're already implementing you won't lose crystals as easily anymore. Even if someone tries to intentionally mob feed you, you get 7 seconds.
Yeah, that was the big thing
right?
I liked. I was like, okay, yeah, there we go.
So then the main issue of alt seeing is kind of resolved through that. So people who are going to come in and threaten you off the spot, now you know, okay, this guy might try to feed me. Okay, I got away because of the second, but he might keep farming me or keep trying to kill me on the spot. I'll change to another grind spot or switch servers. That's the healthy way of alt C. That's the intention of alt C in open world PKing or PvPing. But I think, I don't think getting rid of alt C changes the root of the problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think removing alt C will still be the grind. People still grind race, you know, like grinding to each other. If they actually want to grief you, they will grief you.
Oh.
Yeah.
It doesn't solve the issue that they want to solve, but it creates an issue for an issue for the rest of the people. So they're making more issues, in fact, because the original issue doesn't get resolved, but they create a new one for other people.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem is there's always going to be griefing. So removing alt C really doesn't do anything. Like if those players want to harass you, they're going to. They just have to enforce their either enforce their TOS better or just add Marnie's Realm more frequently, and boom, there's your solution, right?
Or just remove the cooldown. Let everyone grind in Marnie.
Yeah, if you want to grind in Marnie, let them grind in Marnie.
They can add more Marnies and make Marnies a little more worse than a regular one. So there's a reason to risk a non-Marnie spot, right?
So I have a couple other suggestions that my chat had wanted me to go over before. What about making PvE specific servers? I have my thoughts on this. I don't think that works unless you make most of the servers PvE servers. But like, I'm pretty typically against that too, because there's too many people that would use the PvE servers, in my opinion. Like, and it would just be overrun constantly. And it would just be, the griefing would almost be worse. Right? Yeah,
I think it's the exact same thing as removing alt C. If they want to bother you, they'll follow you into the PvE only server and just outgrind you or get you out. They can still bother you in a PvE only server. I don't think it changes much.
Right.
It sounds like a good idea, but definitely it won't solve issues that people are having. Yeah.
Actually, no, we kind of have a good open world PvP content now in Asia. So since there's Arsha Anonymous, right? So basically, I just randomly fighting there when there's a bunch of people coming fighting randomly. That's awesome, actually.
Or like, sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Okay. So if there is a more like PvE servers, never mind. I mean, if there is more PvP server, I think players will be divided. Like now, like if you want to PvP, just go to Arsha, you know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really change the fact if, say, like a person wants to grief you, they would just follow you wherever you go.
That's true, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the whole part of griefing streamers or something that has been always like a point in the last months, right? As far as I understood PA, because I asked them when the new region came out and we knew there was no money realm and the wars were removed, so I asked them, how is it with like mob feeding guys to defend your spot and stuff, right? And how I understood PA's way of TOS, right, which a lot of people get wrong, is like, hey, you mob feed me twice or something, you're gonna get banned. No, you won't. The part where it becomes a problem for PA, as far as I'm aware, is if it goes against a specific person across multiple servers, across multiple spots, so it's a clear intention of griefing the one guy and not about, hey, I want to defend my spot, right? Mm-hmm. And if that is the case, right, then if somebody like on stream gets perma-griefed, like for some reason, I don't know what it is, right? But then just actually enforce your TOS, right? Because then there is a clear break against TOS. If I server swap 8 times, you follow me 9 times or something, and like I go to 5 different spots and you still keep following me around, then it's obviously targeted player harassment, right?
Yeah.
Enforce your TOS, throw that guy like
Please enforce
somewhere,
it.
like, I don't know, one day.
Can I ask something? Okay, so I wanna know if in NA, EU, or Korean, have there been any players that griefing you and then you report your player, and then they get banned?
Yes.
Is there such a thing?
Oh, and then they got banned?
Yeah.
Well, me and Blue
There's such a
definitely
thing.
have very common experiences. For me, when I first started the game 2 weeks in, there was a specific group, a guild that targeted me for 90 like plus days every single day while I was live for 2 to 6 hours. I sound like a broken record. Blue knows the story. So basically, yes, the most extreme version of griefing you can imagine was happening to me. As a new player, I even got karma bombed, not knowing like that could happen. And then basically I submitted tickets over and over again. I waited like a month and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And then I started submitting tickets.
Yeah.
At around about the 7th ticket, 2 of the 12 griefers got a 1-week ban. Yes.
Correct. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, bro, I submitted tickets recently of people just running me down while I was on protection, like server to server. Nothing happened to them either. 0 things happened. There was a war deck, but I was under protection, just trying to avoid them, basically, and they just ran me down. And then I would drop the war deck, and they still ran me down. They don't care. Like, so I think the biggest problem is they're just really afraid to enforce their own TOS.
Yeah, I guess same as Asia. They don't really
Korea's
ban griefer people.
Yeah, it's they
in
really
Korea,
like. Yeah, go ahead.
Players got banned for flagging up on someone who didn't want to PvP in the prison city. Like you just got out of prison into that town, right? Yeah. Apparently, if you flag up there, you get banned. Let me confirm with Yambyam if you guys want Korea's opinion. Oh wait, Annie.
Yes.
Annie's not talking enough. Want to hear your voice?
Hi.
Hi.
What? What's the question?
Well, doesn't his question apply to you too? Does anybody here have experience of being griefed a lot and submitting tickets and actually getting a ban happen?
Okay, I'm quite lucky. I don't really like people griefing me, but like I've made it very, very, very clear in my streams. But because I'm quite neutral, everyone knows that I'm very, very neutral, so I don't think like anyone would grief me.
No. I mean,
that.
like
Don't say
anyone
that.
you know.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Anyone you
Don't
know.
say that.
Anyone you know.
You're literally calling them to come. Don't.
Yeah,
say that.
you're summoning the dinner horn right
You
now.
are, you
You're
really are.
crazy
Yeah, but
right now.
in my opinion, if you come and grief me, you're giving me content. Yeah.
To a certain extent,
that's
after 4 months, it becomes
Trust.
from content
You don't want
to
it.
you can't provide content
Yeah.
on video anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these guys will go hard on you. They will do anything they can to make it so you can't stream. They will start ringing bells with the N-word and your streamer name on it. They will start putting, you know, those little signs you can do as a character. They'll put every slur that will get you off a stream. They will start doing anything they can to make you get off the game. So it's just not a fun time. So yeah.
To be fair, it's actually not that much of a thing in Europe. I know there's one person that had it happen recently. To be honest, I'm gonna say consequence of your own actions there. Kind of the person's fault by all means. But other than that, I'm happy that in Europe the whole like griefing streamers is not necessarily really a thing. It kind of really doesn't happen. At least as far as I am aware, it didn't happen to me at all yet. Luckily, right? I'm gonna be glad about that.
You heard him. Run him down, boys.
As said, there's one person that I know about it. But,
ChampionJason.
Yeah. I'm glad EU's mentality is a lot more healthy when it comes to that, I believe.
I think it's about the same for Asia as well. There's not much griefing going on as far as I know. I don't know about Steven though.
Hey, Steven, you getting griefed out of your mind, big dog?
Well, sometimes I get grief, but not that much. But how to say? I mean, when I reported it, I think nothing happened to the guy, and also my friend also getting grief, even though he's not a streamer. Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
So think of that bad. If it's this bad for streamers who have all the evidence, because we have VODs, right?
Yeah. I have the evidence.
How hard is it to? How hard is it going to be for normal players who are getting griefed? to prove that they're getting griefed. It's you got to cut it at the source. I think. You know?
I mean, at this point, I've basically I just grind. I don't get to grind. Everyone's like, oh, have you grinded the new spot yet? Nope. I only grind a Gif and Raza or a spot that has Marnie, and the second that anybody comes to kill me, I just go into Marnie's realm, and right before Marnie's realm finishes, I just change servers, and I just keep doing that over and over and over again. Because like I'm not gonna get any protection. It is what it is. It's like part of being a streamer now. Like Perlibus is totally okay with it. They're starting to
how
realize.
Many embers have you bought? You buying embers, right? Same here.
Yeah.
Are you buying your embers?
Oh no! I got my flame. I got it done off stream. That I got off stream.
Wow.
Yeah, I just grinded it out.
Off stream too. I don't dare stream
Bro,
it.
the funny thing is, I can grind right next to a person that would normally grief me into the ground. I'm literally right next to them on Arsha as a war target, and they're like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and we just sit there, and we grind next to each other. It's no big deal. Nobody cares.
Same. Yeah,
but like,
same.
you're streaming, and it's like, "Sorry, man, it's nothing personnel, kid. It's just good business." And like at a certain point, I just find like I mental boomed like once on it, and now I'm just like I just don't care anymore. So like I just don't allow myself to be griefed anymore. Like Jason said, no one on EU ever gets griefed for the most part. So like my solution is if they want to come server to server, I'll just literally play on my EU account. That's totally fine. See ya. Like that's literally been my go-to.
Of the United States of America. Hell no, you ain't going nowhere, bro.
No,
we're not giving you up
just
to
go
you.
grind over there. No big deal. I don't know why we have to deal with this, but like at the same time, Perlibus only just now realized that sexual harassment in their game is actually a bad thing and that they should do something about it. So like we're kind of like a really far way away from like removing toxicity from the community.
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they just realized. I think they got called on it. That's what happened.
I know, but like they didn't care before, right? Like they didn't care. Yeah, and now they have to care because legally they have to do something about it. So like it is what it is. Okay. There was Jason. Did we touch on the topic that you wanted to touch on yet? I don't think I got to it.
No. Do you want to suggest it or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So one thing that I really want to ask Yambyam about it, right? Or like in general, how much of an issue it is for others. But I want to ask Yambyam personally if he has a suggestion. So the EU and NA Node War and Siege servers have been an issue for, I'm gonna say, 5 years or more. And there have been permanent complaints about it. It's been gotten worse again recently. And I don't think that Perlibus has ever acknowledged that on NA and EU is an issue. They've acknowledged it for KR. They did some changes for the KR. They did their apology stream and everything, right? But I don't think they've ever acknowledged Conquest server performance being an issue in NA and EU. And like last Siege was like again unplayable. I can throw you clips if you want to. Like it's literally not playable with 250 people being in a castle. And I really want to ask the KR person or like a Yambyam if there's anything that he has a suggestion. What can we do to get Perlibus to recognize the issue? Doing something about it, like a different part, but recognize the issue. The solution that a lot of people would suggest, including me for now, would be make that only people that have a fort build at 7 p.m., right? At 7 p.m. you disconnect everybody from Calphion 1, for example, and only people that have a fort build at 7 p.m. can reconnect back to Calphion 1. The system is already in the game that checks if you have a fort, right? Because you need to yes up to participate in a node war. So the system is already in the game. Use that one and connect it to being able to connect to Calphion 1 at like 7 p.m. so that you only have like people that actually participate in the Node War and Conquest War on the server. Because we've seen with Odilita 1 how much that actually does, with War of the Roses performance being way better.
That's kind of your example, right? Okay.
Sorry, to add on to what Jason said, it's not only NAEU experiencing this kind of things. Asia server has also been experiencing this kind of things. Even in node wars as well, not just castle. As long as like one node has like maybe 5 to 8 nodes minimum, it's gonna be like a lag fest. And it's very, very like annoying for most of us because like we will keep rubber banding and all, desyncing and all. Yeah.
So it's NA, EU, and Asia. Okay. 이건 얌비암님한테 다 전부가 똑같은 질문을 하고 싶었대요. 그 이제 시즈 공성전이랑 노드워 이제 퍼포먼스 이슈가 굉장히 심하거든요. 저번에 예전에 한번 봤을 거 아니에요. 얼마나 심한지.
네네네.
네, 근데 이제 북미 EU뿐만 아니라 아시아도 똑같대요. 저희도 이제 처음 알았죠. 아시아 분들께서 오셨으니까. 근데 이제 한국 말고는 이제 퍼포먼스가 너무 안 좋아서 이제 제이슨님이 개인적으로 얌비암님한테 의견을 듣고 싶은 게 어떻게 하면은 과연 펄어비스가 우리 다른 지역 서버들을 고쳐줄까 이 퍼포먼스 이슈에 대해서 특히 전쟁에서 너무 심하대요.
렉 걸리는 거.
CG 렉 걸리니까 예를 들면 뭐 CG 뭐 캐슬 안에 250명만 있어도 그냥 게임이 못할 정도래요. 저는 캐슬까지는 안 가봐서 모르겠지만 그렇대요 지금 현재 상황이. 그래서 어떻게 해야 예를 들면 또 이제 제이슨님이 추가로 example로 이제 예시를 들자면 노드워 서버들이 따로 있잖아요. 거기서 이제 그 포트 이제 뭐지 참석하는 인원수 빼고는 모두 다 그 서버 접속 못하게 한다. 시간 동안에는 뭐 요런 식으로 바꾸던지 뭐 요런 예시들이 있지만 어떻게 해야 펄어비스가 이걸 들어줄까? 약간 그냥 개인적으로 이게 가능할지 펄어비스가 이거에 대해서 반응을 해줄지 여쭤보고 싶다네요.
일단은 최근에 그런 이슈를 고친 사태가 한 번 있어요. 그 월드 거점전이라고 아시아, 일본, 한국, 그리고 대만, 홍콩, 마카오 이렇게 모여서 거점전을 한 이벤트가 있었는데
네.
그때도 똑같이 핑 차이라던가 서버 이슈를 렉이 엄청 걸렸다가 뭐 클라우드 서버였나? 그걸로 바꾸고 난 뒤로 거의 되게
한국에서요?
쾌적하게 아니요 그 전체 서버를 클라우드 서버로 하나 지정해서 만든다 프로 렉이 많이 해결된 적이 있었어요.
네.
그래서 약간 그런 식으로 하면 해결할 수 있지 않을까 싶은데 이 부분은 제가 정확한 지식이 없어서 크게 말하지 못하고 근데 펄어비스가 어떻게 하면 이 이슈에 대해 귀를 기울이고 관심을 가져줄까?
네.
제가 딱 생각하는 건
모르겠어요.
시위하기.
시위하기.
모두가 손잡고 보이콧 해버리면은 이거는 펄어비스가 안 들을 수가 없습니다.
오케이. 알겠어. 잠깐만 그 클라우드 서버에 대해서는 어떤 지역 서버에서 그렇게 변화가 있었다고 하셨죠?
그 당시 아마 저희가 입장에는 아시아 서버였을 겁니다.
아 그래요?
아시아 서버에 모여서 진행했는데 그거를 클라우드 서버로 한번 바꾼 적이 있어요. 아시아 서버 자체를. 그 진행되는
그때 좋았어요?
네, 그때 많이 좋아졌어요. VPN을 안 써도 렉이 안 걸릴 정도로.
Okay, what did he say?
Okay. All right. So he said like he likes the example that Jason said, but he said another thing he remembers like they were all gathered in like internationally on one server and it was so unplayable, but then he's not proficient in this type of thing, but he said there was a case in the past where they did something about like they've changed it to a cloud server temporarily and it fixed a lot of performance issues. So he thinks he can't say for sure that this is like the actual technology, like affordable, whatever way to do it, but he thinks there is a way to maybe something like that could change the performance issues. And he said, Jason's original question is, what can we possibly do to get PA to listen? And PA, I agree with this being a Korean company. Korea is all about boycotts and protesting. Even the president
We're boycotting War of the Roses.
Bring the trucks now, boys!
No, he's saying that PA will never ignore if the entire regional server boycotts or protests, they just cannot ignore it. He's guaranteeing if it's an NA altogether boycotted or whatever, they cannot ignore it. If EU did that, they cannot ignore it. That's what Korea like IRL is a culture like that. So as a company and even in the game, that's why Koreans boycotted a lot too about other issues, including the War of the Roses too. Yeah.
The thing is, we really liked War of the Roses as a server, I believe. So the thing is, like, boycotting it feels like sending the wrong message.
They didn't boycott War of the Roses because of they never even tried War. It wasn't about War of the they were boycotting War of the Roses because they weren't content with promises that they didn't keep before. And they said, we're not going to even try War of the Roses because you guys didn't keep promises from the past. And that brought in changes.
And what Jason is saying,
something.
Well, what Jason is saying is if you boycott War of the Roses, they're going to think it's about War of the Roses. And like
obviously you have to boycott in a way where they know what it's about.
Well, like we shouldn't have to boycott to get them to like do this. This is really obvious, bro. War of the Roses was like smooth as butter. There were 600 people on my screen, and the game was running like as smoothly as I could expect with my my machine. Like the performance was better than any siege I had ever been a part of, and the reason is, again, it's on its own server. Why can't we just do that for Node Wars? It's really not that super hard, man. Like, I don't understand why this is difficult. Like, this needs to be done. The performance increase, especially in NA and probably EU too, is dramatic. Like, dramatically different. Like, so many complaints would go away if they did this. And again, I state as evidence that War of the Roses was just super smooth.
Odylita 1 really proved it. A lot of people were like, yeah, it's not going to change something, right? But in my opinion, Odylita 1 2 weeks ago proved us how much it does, in my opinion. Because people didn't know.
Yeah.
With level 62, you were in the like growth rankings, right? You lead level 67 on any other server to be growth ranking, right?
Yeah.
And with level 62, there were no people locked onto Odylita 1 at all. And it was 100% better. So in my opinion...
I have a tinfoil hat theory coming in real quick. Ready? What if War of the Roses is a test version of the future that they want for all the servers for BDO?
Stop.
What if they're like, oh, it's working on War of the Roses?
Stop with that cope right now.
It's working. Is that too much copium? No, you just said.
Yeah, I think it could happen. It could happen. Yeah.
Maybe it's like, yo, it's working for War of the Roses. Let's get this going. Let's get this going on all servers. Let's go. You know, and why not? Like you said, like no, like this is kind of going off your reaction because you said you can make it happen. War of the Roses worked perfectly. Maybe that's what War of the Roses is gonna prove to them. Maybe it proved to them too. Yo, whoa, War of the Roses is fine. Let's run the servers that way somehow on a larger scale. I don't know. Tinfoil coming off now. Okay, I'm done.
To be fair, like I said, I don't want to bring across the wrong message of boycotting War of the Roses because they think it's gonna be about War of the Roses.
Oh, no.
I do remember in the past we had one thing in Europe that I think actually at least PA acknowledged it, and I think it was like we placed like 20 siege forts or some shit in Valencia, and the server crashed within 2 minutes. Like we had literally every guild on the entire server placing on the Valencia siege server, and the server crashed in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
instantly. It was instantly gone.
There's a misunderstanding here. Sorry, Yambyam didn't suggest boycotting War of the Roses. That was just my example.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So Yambyam's suggestion was boycott the game. By the way.
It's super easy to do when you don't
play the game.
Is it that easy? Blue, just don't make money this month. Yeah. What a great idea. Super smart. I'll tell my landlord that I'm boycotting, and that's the reason I can't
You guys asked for his opinion. You asked for his opinion.
We didn't have
that was his opinion. He's not saying it's the best solution, but he's saying that is one sure way to work. Hopefully there's a better way to make it work, but that was his opinion. That was his, like, in Korea it works, so.
Does he think that like what we had in the past in Europe maybe would have an impact? Like literally every single guild that plays Siege, like plays on one region, instantly crash the server in 1 minute. Like to show them it's shit.
Wait, would that have an impact? Talking about it, is that okay? To talk about intentionally trying to crash servers, is that okay for us? For you?
Yeah.
It's not my fault if there's a 10v10 going on in Valencia.
Because you're not glitching the game. Okay, you're not glitching the game. You're using the in-game mechanics, and then the server just happens to crash.
If there's slots for
ban him,
I can place them.
Banned.
Okay, I got it.
Your fault.
I was just looking out for you.
Exploiting. Banned.
Whiskey says, I mean, you just got to boycott the siege, so that they know it's about siege then.
People are gonna do it for the region and the free bag and stuff, right? Like even if the top 5 PvP guilds are not gonna place, some random node guild is gonna place it for the 3 billion per person and having the
they'll place it, but then it's like if NA and EU cares enough, if you guys all boycotted like properly, like let's say 9 out of the 10 guilds that are usually there, just actually no, I don't know. Because would that really bring eyes to the KRPA too though? Okay, let me ask him about the EU thing though.
Okay.
Yambyam님. 얌비암님? 얌비암님 계시나요? 네네. 죄송해요. 괜찮아요. 예. 이제 그 시위하는 거는 조금 불가능할 것 같아요. 약간 다 집단으로 하기가 EU나 아시아나 북미에서 워낙에 이제 지역도 많고 하고 문화적으로 약간 그런 게 좀 안 돼 있으니까 세팅이. 근데 이제 EU에서 옛날에 이걸 해본 적이 있대요. 다 모든 큰 길드들이 한 거점에다가 그 포트레스를 프레스 해가지고 서버가 완전 그 뭐지?
터지게.
갑자기 터졌어요 서버가.
네.
모든 가능한 길들이 최대한 모든 인원수로 한 거점으로 들어가 버려가지고 그렇게 돼. 그래서 그런 아이디어는 어떻게 생각하냐고 그냥 여쭤보고 싶대요 얌얌님한테. 그러면 이제 증명이 되잖아요. 서버는 제대로 안 돌아가고 있다.
그게 제가
얌얌님 개인
말하는
의견.
네, 시위의 일종이라 생각해줘도
오케이.
보여주기지.
시의 일종이다. 야. 오케이.
그리고 약간 한 가지 더 말씀하자면 제가 느끼는 펄어비스는 외부 시선을 되게 많이 신경 씁니다. 그래서
오케이.
약간 그런 거 쪽으로도 해보는 것도 괜찮지 않을까 싶어요.
Bro, this guy in this chat, this flower guy, is like going so hard. Look at this dude
Oh wow, this is
spamming this
surprising.
chat, bro.
You
Holy
guys, I know you guys hate to believe it, but I agree with him. Okay. He said, well, first of all, his reaction to Jason's thing about the EU, he thinks it will work because he thinks that's a very
걸리는 거.
네? 렉 걸려요? 뭐라고요?
잠깐만 마이크 안 끄고 죄송합니다.
아니에요, 죄송할 거 없어요. Okay, so his response to Jason was he said he thinks that's a good idea because he said that's a form of boycotting, and it's a form of boycotting that actually does something to the game rather than just not doing something, and that's the boycott. So I think he thinks that's a good idea. He thinks that's a good way to boycott by showing them that the servers can't handle a certain amount of players, and it's very poo-poo doodle right now, for lack of a better word, right? And he also said Koreans are 100% convinced, right, that PA really cares about the foreign perception of their company and their game. So doing that, what you said, EU crashing, showing how the game server can be crashed so easily, would really prove a point if you did it every week until they fixed it, maybe.
Yeah, because the issue with like what they do is like not participate,
actually,
right? But the issue with not participating is a lot harder on like a region like Europe or North America because we have so many more people on the server and guilds, etc., right? So that like to get everybody to not participate is a lot harder than to get like the 10, 15 or something that participate usually to agree on the same thing, right? Because there's always going to be some random type or something.
It's like
going for it,
it
right?
will cause, like, think of it this way, like a few months ago we would have never imagined that Blue would have brought all of us together here, right? So if there's a common goal and you guys really want the game to respond and fix it, and you want KRPA companies' eyes on it, apparently because Korea PA does really care about the foreigners' perspective of their gaming company, maybe you can try to try. But there was a suggestion in my chat. I think it's funny, it's a meme, but it's also kind of true. Get Asmon Gold to react to the server. Just show how unplayable it is, and then there you go. If Asmon goes like, this would never happen.
Asmon ain't doing Siege, bro. You ain't getting
not
that,
doing
man.
Siege. If he can react to a video of how unplayable, he doesn't care about PvP or video much.
Somebody's got to make a video that like shows how unplayable
anyone
it
rich,
is.
any Oilers, can you guys help us? Maybe we could sponsor him to react to a video. No,
actually, I made the like video before. It's like 2 months ago.
Wait, Blue, don't you have an in with Asmon, bro?
Like you went on,
you did an interview with him. Come on.
I've spoken to the guy once. He's reacted to 2 of my videos. I would not say that we are close.
Okay.
Like it's not like I'm like, hey, yo, react to this, and then he's like, sure thing, homie. Like, nah, dude.
How about everyone here collectively? We all start a dono goal to pay Asmon Gold to react to the state of the game and the state of the servers of video. A dono goal to get a sponsored Asmon Gold video.
Nah, bro. Oh, no, you don't need a donut gold. You just need.
I'm memeing.
I know. You need good content. If you make a really good video that expresses drama,
the big issues,
and like the big issues, and you keep it concise, you bet your ass he'll react to it real quick. No big deal. It's not the end of the world.
Please watch this video.
But, like,
please react.
You gotta.
Please collab. Thank you.
But like, I don't think that Asmon reacting is gonna do anything. Again. It's got to be a KR. It's the KR. Yeah, I know. It's the KR streamers that like really like the big YouTubers. Like that definitely had an immediate impact on Perlibus. So
that's true.
Like as many NA streamers or YouTubers can react to it as they want. It doesn't matter if like XQC picks it up. It doesn't matter if any of those people pick it up. It's not going to matter too much. The Korean streamers are really
that is true. That has been proven.
Like the YouTubers have more sway.
Coming through. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, what I said, there's not like 20 guilds. You don't need 20 guilds, right? We had an actual, like, normally set up 3v3 on Medaya like 2 months ago, and the server crashed.
It crashed.
Yeah, like the server
3v3?
crashed mid-siege in a 3v3 on Medaya 1, and people didn't get the siege reward.
wow.
Nobody got the castle. They got no rewards at all, right? Like, the server crashed
Looks
at like
good to
11
us.
p.m.
Yeah,
in
It
a
actually
3v3.
happened to us. It actually happened to us like a few weeks ago. I mean,
It was a normal
I
setup.
don't know. I
Hey,
forgot.
he's just like
But
first
yeah,
time.
it's on Siege. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it was a normal setup seed. It wasn't even like an hey, we're gonna crash the server, right? But the server shut down. Everybody got forced disconnected, bro. I was like,
It
Hello?
happens to us also. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
like lag and stuff is one thing, right? But the server actually shutting down is like a whole different level, bro.
Yeah, I think that
Oh
again,
yeah,
like,
and then your fort stuck, right? Your fort stuck. You cannot play.
Yeah, the
on
fort was stuck.
next
They
day.
couldn't.
Yeah,
They couldn't play
yeah.
no more.
Oh yeah, I think
They
it
couldn't
happened in
know, bro.
Yeah,
Asia before, right?
it happened to Asia. Yes.
It was
happened to
Medaya
Asia.
as
So
well.
mad.
Yeah, Medea as well. Yes, same. It happened to us.
Okay.
It happened to us. Yeah.
So it sounds like there should be an international boycott on Medaya server for sieges now.
well, it's easy for you to say.
Every
That's our capped siege, bro.
Oh shit.
What do you got? I ain't
Yeah, but-
Cho's sitting in Valencia Castle. No one's going over there though. It's
Mm-hmm.
and no one wants to go to Calpheon. That place sucks. No one wants to do that. We're sitting in Calpheon. We've been streaking it for 2 weeks now. Balanos, that's the W. Yeah, everybody go to Balanos.
Wait, there's a question. I have a
Balanos doesn't have
question.
enough slots.
Go ahead, Annie.
Is it only Asia server that doesn't have Balanos and Serendia Siege?
I don't think KR. I don't think
Nobody has
anybody.
Serenity, yeah.
No one has Balanos Siege, but NA. I think. I don't think EU has it. Do you?
We have Balanos. It's the most active region, in fact.
Never mind. Actually, yeah, it's
Oh,
true. It's our
really?
most active region too. I don't think KR has it. I don't think Asia has it. I don't think that Russia has it. I don't think that South America has it either. I think it's
Russia
just us
doesn't
two. Okay, so
Yeah, Asia don't have.
NA
I see,
and
I see.
EU are the only two regions I believe that actually have Balanos Siege. As far as I'm aware. So like, okay. All right. So is there any other topics you guys want to talk about today?
Mm,
Oh, I want to ask
Yambyam.
again.
Oh,
Oh, never mind.
Go ahead, Steven.
go for
first,
it.
you
No,
first.
go.
Oh, I want to ask, what do you think about enabling Guild League in the Not Wartime again? What is it? Because I think I missed your point.
It's fine.
I feel like if you enable Guild League during Node Wars, Node Wars is gonna die.
Yeah, you can't
It's
do
either
that.
like it's either Guild League's gonna die or Node Wars gonna die.
Yeah, I don't
but-
think you can
but-
really do that.
But I think how to say, the guild that has left less 10 players already probably could be fixed if they enable during Not War, Not Wartime. Maybe.
No, because I think that then players are gonna go do. There's only a finite amount of PvPers that
split.
want to do this
Yeah.
on the server.
Yeah.
And like you just
Oh, it's
take
gonna
away
split it up
all the
way
node
more.
wars, just
Yeah.
tank into the ground. If you take 15 players away from node war attendance, most guilds, I would say 98% of North American guilds couldn't even cap a 50 if you took 15 players away.
Yeah.
It's just that
Really,
simple.
are people gonna
Yes.
prefer Guild League over Node War? Because I thought like the way on EU, like at least I would have thought it would go is like, okay, we play Node War, but after Node War we can actually play Guild League. Because right now, if we have like a 45-minute
Actually
Node War,
true.
you need to wait almost 2 hours until
No.
you can finally play Guild League.
Yo.
At 10:30, people are going to bed because they have to
Yeah.
work.
No,
right?
well, I
So
will say
after Node War, Guild League is dead.
I basically ran us down in one of our recent node wars in Barcode that I was shot calling. We lost in like 12 minutes
Yeah.
because we got backdoored, and the guild thanked me because they could go do Guild League.
Yeah, but I can't.
Yeah, I know, but like
So it
then
sounds
they
like
realized they couldn't.
Guild League
But like
is like so fun that it seems to be like the hottest content right now.
I'm curious if people actually
you,
like
yeah.
it more than Node Wars and Siege. Can you ask Yambyam what he thinks about it? Does he like
Probably
Guild League
yes,
more
because
than?
Node One's used it. I'll ask him. Yeah.
Yeah.
얌얌님,
네.
한국 측에서는 이제
Guys, I'm gonna run a
공성전이랑
poll.
뭐 점령전 뭐 노드워보다 길드 대 길드 리그를 더 좋아하나요?
어,
현재? 잘 모르겠어요.
요거 애매한 것 같아요, 되게.
애매하다. 오케이.
애매한 느낌?
일단 대답하긴 애매하다 하고 얌비얌님 개인적으로는요?
제 개인적으로는
Okay, so Toby thinks it's way better. Okay.
아무래도 길드 리그가 이제 가벼운 마음으로 할 수 있으니까 그냥 사람만 가면 되잖아요. 그래서 전
네.
길드 리그 쪽이 조금 더 재밌는 것 같아요.
I'm taking Siege out of the question, guys. Do you like Node Wars or Guild League more?
To answer for Korea, he's not too sure whether they prefer Node Wars and Sieges over Guild versus Guild League, but he personally likes Guild League much better because it's more kind of light, but you still get the good PvP side of the game from it.
I still get the shot call, so I really enjoy it. It's really good content.
Yeah.
It's from a creator perspective, it's actually really good content.
I want to tell you, the number one Guild 3 rank.
Yeah, we
doesn't do
talked about that
Siege.
already, Toby. Oh, sorry.
The number one Guild League rank in Asia doesn't do Siege, and number 4 also. Wait, hold
Same
on.
for you, actually. We basically had a guild created for Guild League, and it's currently at 32-0, 32 wins, 0 losses. And they,
my
I mean,
God.
there are only 20 people, right?
Yo.
Like, there are only 20 people. So
NA
they
had the
don't
same
know.
idea. Yeah, NA had the same idea, except they're ranked 37 right now, so. They
Really?
made this
Yeah, I can
guild
show you the EU ranking.
specifically for Guild League, and then they lost like 8 matches in a row. It's crazy.
But I can show you the EU ranking. They're 37-0.
All right, let's see it.
What's going on?
And it's like 20 people, basically.
Really?
Oh.
That's
It's
crazy.
basically like 15 to 20 people from like the higher guilds.
so they-
like
so
the rank
did
2
they-
to 5
did they
or
s-
something guilds.
Did they specifically create this guild for Guild versus Guild League?
Yes. It's
They made an
basically
elite
like
squad
3-4
of enough
people
people.
from
Oh, really?
like
Dang.
every
Oh.
top guild,
That's
basically,
sick.
right?
That's gonna be a thing now, I think.
Look at this dude. What
And
is going on with
Even
this
in
guy?
Guild descriptions, it's gonna be like not war active. It'll be like Guild League active.
And the thing is, the issue here is, right, how long until they run out of content? How long until nobody wants to fight them anymore?
I don't
This is-
know. Well,
but
let
this is an
me
EU
How does that
specific
work?
Let me
topic,
show
actually.
Can
you
someone
NA.
bail out of a match?
let me show you NA.
No,
real
you
quick.
bail out of a
cannot.
match?
If you bail, you have your guild have a penalty, and if you like have 3 penalty, your guild is banned from participating.
Well, let me
Well,
show you
yes,
guys NA.
however, with the
Okay, let's-
matchmaking, right, with every 400 being a bracket, basically, if Ben wins one more match, they basically don't get enemies anymore until somebody hits 1200.
My dude, Show Nation is 44-0.
Oh.
Number
Holy.
two is Chomies at 32-15. Digi is 24-4. Black Rose is 22-6. Corrupt is 23-9. Enemy is 25-14. To be clear, Show Nation and Chomies are allied. They're the same guild, basically. Digi and Black Rose
Yeah,
are
it's
allied.
sister
They're the
guild,
same
yeah.
guild, basically.
Yep.
Corrupt and Enemy are
sub
allied.
guild.
They're the same guild, basically. Family is not allied with anyone because no one likes them, but they're 29-24. The guild that was made
Because no one
specifically
likes them.
the guild that was made specifically for Guild League rankings, Untamed, they're at 11-9 right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so like it's this is a little crazy.
I was
I
curious
actually think the
for-
matchmaking is messed up for it.
It is.
Yeah, a lot of people know about the matchmaking. Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
laggy
I think
in
it's
15 versus
it's
15,
just
or no?
Oh no, it's not laggy. I think the matchmaking
laggy?
is still bad because we're like only like less than 1 week, so the score is like close to each other. I think it will be better in a few weeks when the guild have the elo they deserve, you know.
No. Actually,
Because
I'm
Dark
really
Souls-
not a fan of the reset that's happening tomorrow. Because,
Wait,
like, the
there's a
more
reset?
casual guilds have... Yeah, there's a reset happening tomorrow for the elo. And I'm really
No!
not a fan of it, because the casual guilds have suffered for the entire week fighting, like,
No!
the top PvP guilds. Now it's finally spread apart, right?
It's
And
time
tomorrow they're
to
gonna reset it.
It's time to fight Sexton again, boys.
It's
Here we
really
go.
not good, man. I'm really scared that like the casual guilds will just stop playing it because they're frustrated to having to queue against them again for the week now.
Apparently, shy buffs are bugged in the guild versus
Yeah, they
guild.
are. They are.
Oh, can we talk about Shies for a moment? I'm curious what your guys' meta is on Shies. For us, it is required to have Shies or you're just like gonna lose, basically.
So
Two tries.
Like
Yeah,
you need to
yeah,
have
like,
2 Shies.
on my stream,
Or it's
Blue, so
complete-
sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Do you mind? Because
Wait,
yeah,
what?
I wanted to see a beautiful face.
What am I doing?
They can't see your face on my stream.
Oh.
Can you stop streaming? Your screen?
Oh, yeah. Well, no,
Share
you can
screen?
look at my camera. But yeah, I'll stop streaming my screen. But like,
yeah.
I'm curious what the meta is on shies in the other regions, and if they think it's okay that shies are absolutely required in every single form of PvP and BDO currently. So like
I believe it is. Yeah.
Like I think that like that's kind of where we're at. I'm curious if EU is that the same basically? Like if you queue without your 2 shies, are you just totally hosed?
If you don't have 2 shies, you don't queue.
Yeah. Can we
There
start
it
with
is.
Annie and then Yambyam? Because they always seem to be waiting the longest. I feel a little bad. If
Yeah,
you
go
can-
ahead.
Like,
No,
it's
no,
not
go
a
ahead.
big issue, but yeah. Let's go to Annie.
I think shies are quite important for like the buffs and stuff. Yeah. Like without the buffs, like everything just feels very slow, and then like the attacks just won't really be out.
And the
If you get what I
resistance.
So you, so you're
Yeah,
okay
yeah,
with the
and the
meta
resistance
of-
also.
So you're
Yeah,
saying that?
you need
What's your
you
opinion
need
though?
shies. You need
yeah.
shies in like in terms of like guild wars, like guild
Mhm.
leagues and or
Mhm.
like node wars and stuff. Shy to me is very, very important. Yeah.
Yeah. So Blue is asking, are you okay with the meta of shy is?
Oh.
Yeah, are you
always-
okay with that?
Like,
Do you think it
have
needs
to
to
be
be
shy
nerfed?
in most
Yes,
content?
yes,
you have
yes.
to shy.
Do you think
You're
it needs
okay
to
with
be
that? Okay.
nerfed?
No, I think Shy is okay as she is now.
Okay, why?
I think I think you need to know, but okay.
Okay,
Huh?
well, I don't know. Well, Annie, why do you think
Yeah,
like
go
what?
Annie, go Annie. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
what's
for me, right, it's kind of a very what's that word?
It
Fuck, I
requires
forgot what's
support
the-
class. You mean like in most?
Yeah. Shy is a very, very important support class, yeah. For like the buffs and the debuffs and stuff. But I just feel like the debuffs is a bit too long for the cooldown.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what my
Okay.
opinion
Okay,
is.
so you're saying so you're saying that a support class is required, not that you're
Yes,
okay with
yes.
just only shy being the one required so heavily, right? So if they came
no,
out with
no, no.
another shy-like character that was just as important, so you could split up how many supports were actually available, you'd be okay with that
Yes.
too, then, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm gonna ask Yambyam, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Because he always went last. I feel a little bad. Okay, 얌얌님.
네.
현재 메타에서는 뭐 한국도 비슷할 것 같아요. 샤이는 무조건 필수잖아요. 모든 PvP 콘텐츠에서 뭐
네,
길드전이든 시즈전이든 뭐 점령전이든 뭐든 샤이는 무조건 있어야 되잖아요. 심지어 어떤 뭐 파티 파밍할 때도 어쩔 때는 샤이 없이는 못 하잖아요.
그죠.
그 현재 메타에 대해서 어떻게 생각하세요? 샤이는 무조건 있어. 그 샤이의 존재감 이 게임에서 찬성 반대 약간 이런 식으로 여쭤보는 것 같아요. 샤이가 이 정도로 존재감이 커도 된다 안 된다 약간 괜찮다 아니면 뭐 이런 식으로 질문을 던지고 있어요 지금 블루가.
저는 솔직히 제 개인적인 입장으로는 되게 번거로워요. 파티 세나터 갈 때 샤이 한 명 꼭 껴서 가는 것도 그렇고 길드 쟁이라던가 거점전 아니면 길드 리그 할 때 샤이가 있는지 없는지 체크해서 이제 샤이부터 넣고 팀을 짠다던가 이런 게 전 되게 번거롭다 생각하거든요. 원래
오케이.
샤이가 나오기 전까지 검은 사막은 포지션이란 게 솔직히 딱히 없었어요. 그나마 있어봤자 위치 위자드인데 그 당시에 위자치는 샤이가
What up, Duncan?
이상은 아니었거든요. 근데 지금
You need to get on Chatterino.
너무 큰 존재.
Yeah, but it just doesn't have the features necessarily that I need in this case. I mean, I'll try it next time. Love you, Duncan. We played Naraka at the start of the day today. I'll probably finish with it too. I gotta finish my quest.
So he has I guess it's not a hot take within this group, but it could sound like a hot take. He said, he says he thinks it's really annoying because it's always going to be you build a team around the shy. Shies are going to be first priority. You have to get a shy, or there's no point in building a team.
Correct.
It's really annoying. First of all, that's the main, it's just the main thing that shy brings to the game. He thinks is annoying. It's an annoyance that it's adding to the game.
Yep.
And he said before shy, it used to be like there was basically no required positions. Maybe witch or wizard, is what he's saying.
Yes.
Yeah, because of
Maybe
PA
Witch and
stacking back then,
Wizard.
it was witches.
Other than that, like it wasn't like, oh, we have to build this team around this. If we don't have any of this, there's no point in building a team in the first place. So after saying that, he said he would rather there be no more shies ever existing because of they're causing more annoyances than benefits in the game is his thoughts. So he's meaning like everyone having no buffs but not having the annoyances is better than everyone having buffs but having to go through the annoying pain of trying to find enough shies to build a team around. That was his point. He doesn't hate shies. Okay. He's not saying I hate shies. He's saying the things that the shies
Steven,
bring to
I
the
do.
table of building a team is terrible.
I really agree with that. Please remove Shine. That's
I don't have to remove it, but like at least know it.
Rework it. Rework it as a
the-
non-support class. Yeah, there you go.
Shy ruined my
look at
montage. Shy ruined my montage many times, dude.
Look at the guild tournament that we had recently, right? The best in guild tournament. I'm gonna ask Blue and Yambyam, etc., if they remember how many of the 16 teams did not have a shy that participated,
Oh, the
and
best
how
in
many
guild?
of those, and how many of those won a single game? Because for you, out of 16 teams, 7 didn't have a shy. Not a single one made it through the first round.
We had.
Top 8 was all shy.
There was one team, I think, in the whole tournament, maybe 2 in the North American bracket that did not have a shy, that won their first round, and then they immediately lost in the second round. Every single team in the top, I think, 8 to 16 literally had a shy on it. So in 3v3s, you must have a shy. In
It goes up
in
to 10 as well, right? Like anything.
In the
we can
GVG
also take
guild, like the
example
league,
in
you
AOS.
must have a shy. In AOS, you're stronger with a shy even on cap
that is
in
bad.
most cases.
Yeah,
In
It's really
large scale
strong.
PvP, you need shies. Like, do you see how if you don't have shies in any aspect of Black Desert PvP, that's not even worth doing PvP. That's an unhealthy state for any class, in my opinion. It needs to be nerfed down.
Yeah, they think it's a
Before
badly
guild,
designed support class, and it's forcing people to play out of necessity, not because they're actually enjoying it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that.
So
was it
you wanted me to ask Yambyam, right? How many teams had a shot?
Yeah, how
or
many
did not
teams
have a
in the
shot?
best in guild tournament did
So
like, have a shy
basically,
and not shy?
It's not even optional then. The stats just
No,
prove,
it's not.
right? That it's not optional
Yeah.
to have a shot. Okay.
If there was a
Yambyam,
setup GVG,
한국
음흠.
한국 그 그 길드대 그 인하우스 길드전 있잖아요.
네네.
그 어린애 마을샤라고 하나? 그 길드대 길드전 최고 팀들 뭉쳐가지고 토너먼트 하는 거 있죠, 이벤트처럼. 한국말로 뭐라고 부르는지 모르겠네.
아르샤의
뭔지
창?
아시죠? 맞나? 아르샤의 창. 예, 맞는 것 같아요. 거기서
네네.
이제 샤이 그 16팀 중에서 샤이가 없는 팀이 몇 명인지 기억하세요? 그리고 샤이 없는 팀 중에서 몇 팀이 상위권으로 올라갔어요?
아르샤의 창이요?
네.
죄송한데 그 한국은
네.
아르샤의 창이 열린 지 너무 오래돼서
아,
팀전이 진행이
다른 모드인가? 잠시만 확인할게. Wait, what's it called in English? One more time.
Arena of Asha Best in Guild Tournament or something.
베이스
like
길드.
that.
아르샤의 창 맞나?
Yeah.
I think that is 아르샤의 창. 그러니까 아르샤 토너먼트 베스트 인 길드 이벤트. 그러니까 아르샤 창이면은 그거 맞나요? 길드에서 가장 최강 팀을 만들어 가지고 서로 해가지고 상품 받는 거 보상.
그게 한국은 열린 지가 거의 몇 년 전이어서
아,
아마
okay,
샤이가
never mind. He
나오기
can't
전-
answer.
그러니까
He said the last time they had it was
시작되기 전에
before Shy existed, and they never had it ever since.
Oh my god.
okay.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah,
they
they
didn't
had
have
it. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I know. We're all like,
But
no,
yeah,
our tournament had this many shies. Our tournament had
No.
this many shies.
We didn't have tournaments before
Tournament?
Shies. I mean after Shies, yeah.
But
Yeah,
anything
like-
that I quickly wanted to add.
We don't even
before,
have the
if-
tournaments.
If there was a
Tournament?
setup
No,
GVG
Asia
before
doesn't get
Guild
the
League, right?
tournament. You're talking about the guild,
Yeah.
the guild tournament, right? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
GVT. Yeah, we don't have
Uh,
that. We don't have those.
No, we kind of
Yeah.
have. We're talking about Arena of Arsha, right?
No. The
Yeah.
The
event.
best
the-
in
the-
guild
in guild.
tournament.
Best
Yeah,
in
best in
guild.
Best
guild.
in guild
Oh
tournament.
no, yeah, we don't have that.
We
Sorry.
don't have that. We don't have that.
Okay. All right. So we've talked a lot
Wait,
about
Jason said he
shies.
wanted to say something. real
Okay,
quick.
go ahead,
Oh,
Jason.
sorry, yeah. Before
sorry,
moving
Jason.
on.
Yeah, one small example. Before Guild League was a thing, right? If there was like arranged GVGs, right? Guilds would like merc shies in if they didn't have to bring one, right? Because you don't do a GVG if you can't bring a shy. You cancel
Correct.
the GVG or you
Correct.
get a merc shy in because you don't pull up without it. It's pointless.
Yeah, you
right?
just-
and
yeah.
you know if you get somebody to merc for you for a GVG because otherwise you cancel the content in
my-
11 versus 11. You cancel the content because of one person. For the 10 other people, cancel it, right?
You know,
Yep.
my guild
You know,
bails out during a GVG if there's a shine in the enemy team.
Really?
Mm.
Oh my god, bro.
On the open world,
It
I mean,
sounds
back
like
then,
this
before
is
Guild
very.
League, right?
This sounds manageable though, because it just sounds like a one class problem, right?
Yep. It's super doable.
If they
There is,
made
like,
another
a-
class that had similar capabilities to Shy, that was actually fun to play for more players, not out of necessity, but because they love
No,
it and
we
it just
don't-
happens to be required.
Then you need both. That's the problem. Then you need both. Like
Also to add
so
on
you're gonna
to
get a shy and the other class that
Yeah.
I'm trying to describe. Okay, makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
to add on to what Steven said, I actually experienced one GVG where like the shy is just protected, and then
Oh, that's so much fun.
that's
Yeah, the
asshole.
shy was just
Asshole.
protected.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and
Asshole.
everyone else.
True.
You know, yeah.
There's always
If
one
there's a-
shy with his
just
abstinence
get
belt
out.
on so tight
Just
that you
bail out.
actually it's cutting off the circulation at the hip. That they come to the GVG on protection, and then you can't
What?
do anything to them. Yeah, they come to the GVG
Yeah.
on protection, and they just buff everyone
That's a
for
that
free.
works.
Oh yeah, and they
Okay,
can
we
bubble
didn't have
you
that.
too. The bubble still works. All the buffs still work on their allies. The heals still work on their allies. All of it still works.
Wait,
they
does
just can't
Korea
be
know
hit
about
anymore.
this?
I
Did they patch
assume
anything? Let me
so.
ask. Yambyam. You're talking about Guild League, right?
No. Well, no. I mean, no.
No,
This
no,
is
no.
for
Like
this is for
GVGs.
normal open world GVGs.
Oh, well, oh yeah, I've experienced that too. Actually, we asked Shaz to do that for us because we're so weak. But anyways,
Yeah.
what is it? 야미야님 한국도 아직 그거 있어요? 그 일반 길드에서 전쟁
네.
그 참여 그러니까 PvP 안 당하게끔 몇 명 선택할 수 있잖아요. 길드 내에서.
네네네. 보호 기능.
보호 기능 아직도 버그 있어요. 그 샤이가 보호 기능 받고 오픈월드 길드 할 때 와서 버프만 하고 한 대도 안 맞는
네, 그런 거 있었어요.
기능 아직도 있어요? 지금도
네,
있어요?
그렇게 하는 것도 있었었죠. 지금도 아마 될 겁니다. 따로 패치가 안 돼서.
Okay, yeah. He says people used to do that a lot. He's not sure if they still use it, but he said he's pretty sure it's not been patched. So
Okay.
if it's not been patched in Korea, we're not getting a patch anytime soon for that.
Yeah,
so.
no kidding. Okay, the next thing I want to touch on is something we touched on last time, which is Awakening Drakania. We talked about Awakening Drakania last time. It did get nerfed. We'll talk about Awakening Mystic too, in the state that that's in now. But like Awakening Drakania, does it need another nerf? Is it fine now?
Yes.
I want to hear your opinion
Yes.
now, Jason.
Yes, please.
Let's see
Nerf.
EU. Hold on, let's hear EU first, Jason.
Needs another nerf. In fact, I asked rank 1, rank 2, and rank 3, which is all the same player, AOS player, Awakening Drakania, called Quizage. He had rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 on EU AOS. He's playing it right now. He's playing Awakening Drakania. He's by far the best. He says it needs to be nerfed. So even the Drakania player agrees it needs to enough.
What part about it is it's just I think it's the health regen in my opinion.
To be
Also, it
fair,
does
I
too much
asked him
damage
about
too,
that,
I
and he
think.
wasn't really sure what he's gonna answer. Like he wasn't really sure what should get nerfed necessarily. I personally would say though, yeah, they still recover too much HP by just casting spells.
Jason,
Damage spells casting too much HP.
Yeah, really
like-
annoying. Yeah, really annoying. I completely agree.
Even now in AOS,
I think it
Drax
needs
are
another nerf.
annoying.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it still needs another nerf. I don't think it's balanced at all
I've
yet.
only been AOSing the last 3 days, and Drax are annoying to have, but fun to have on your team.
Yeah,
Yes.
because you just win.
Yeah.
How about you, Steven? We'll ask you first.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because they're kind of they can fly from far away and then suddenly they back attack you. That's annoying. I think they need a movement nerf also, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Not
they can
really.
get in, they get out. What?
I don't really think like it's the
Isn't there
movement
how-
nerf.
Yeah. Isn't there a high
Exactly, but
cooldown for that
it's not.
movement? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a cooldown, I think.
high
Yeah, I
cooldown
think
for
not.
that
I think not just the
It's the
movement.
damage
I
is
think
the problem.
yeah. I think the damage. Yes.
Yeah,
But the way he
damage is a
engages,
problem
how to
too.
say, kind of annoying in my opinion.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
The way he engaged, the way they engage.
Yeah. It's a very
Um,
unique style. It's like a Jarvan style in League. Sorry for bringing up League, but yeah.
Except
It's
if
very
Jarvan
annoying.
could get all of his health back in the middle of his ultimate, yeah, then yes.
Oh, right.
And ult
exactly,
on
yes,
every
yes.
single push, yeah. Annie,
So Jason says Annie. Okay.
Annie,
Hi,
what do you,
yes.
yeah.
I think like Drakanias are too tanky. Like yeah, the HP recovery is a bit too much, and
yeah,
yeah,
tank
it's
also.
very painful. Like hits like a truck. I feel the movement as well, but I don't think they should nerf the movement. I feel like they should just keep.
Yeah,
the
it's a
movement.
unique. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Okay.
unique. But
It's
also
very
like
Drakania specific.
yeah, also like another thing is that I have a friend who doesn't know how to play Drakania, but he's getting kills like mad in RBF. That shouldn't be the case.
Right.
That shouldn't be there in the game. Yeah, it feels like
What's
he's
his gear
just...
score? What's his gear score? Is he like 812? What's his gear
No,
score?
no, no.
Just
About the
kidding.
same as mine, about 720, I guess.
Yep.
But yeah,
Okay. Ask Yambyam
Yep.
what he feels about Awakening Drakania now.
I'm just not even gonna try anymore. He's not gonna fix it ever. All right, 얌비언님. 얌비언님? 네, 이제 각성 드라키아 넘어갔는데요. 이제 최근에 너프 됐잖아요.
Is it just me or did you just say cocksucker Drakania?
지금 딱 좋다 아니면은 어떻게 생각하세요?
I mean, it wasn't wrong, but like
대부분으로 EU 측에서는 아직 너프가 조금 더 필요하다. 아시아 측에서는 이동기 너프를 했는데 내가 그걸 막았어요. 아직 이동기는 드라카니아의 특성이라 이동기보단 데미지 다른 거 너프해야지. 이동기는 그대로 두라고 했는데 그걸 찬성했고 이제 애니 또 다른 그 아시아 스트리머 분께서는 드라키아는 too tanky 너무 탱키하고 리커버리 회복력도 너무 강하다. 그리고 데미지까지 세다. 그래서 지금도 너프 이후도 너프가 필요하다라고 하고 있어요. 지금 EU, 아시아, NA. 이제 얌비암님 또는 한국 분들은 어떻게 생각하세요?
저는 일단 지금 너프된 드라카니아는 이제 약간 등급으로 나누자면 너프 전에는 천상계 저기 범접할 수 없는 곳이었다면 지금은
뭐 트리플
이제
S
사람들이 사는 곳이지만 조금 그래도 여전히 상위권이다 이렇게 생각하고 있거든요.
그럼 약간 트리플 S에서 더블 S 아니면 일반 S?
이제 트리플 S에서 이제 A 플러스급 S랑 A 플러스
오 완전 내려왔네. 오 오케이. 뭐 A 플러스 S 마이너스?
네, 그 정도까지는 내려왔지만
많이
여전히 다른 클래스에 비하면
클래스.
좋은 건 맞다 생각해요, 저도.
오케이. 그래서 너프가 좀 더 필요하다 아니면 괜찮다. 왜냐면 다른 A 플러스 클래스들 많잖아요. 예.
그죠. 근데 그 친구는 드라카니아는 다른 클래스에 비해 장점이 너무 많은 것 같아요. 그래서 범용성이 너무 좋아요.
오케이.
딜도 세고 기동성 좋고 안정성 좋고 이 세 개가 모두 가진 클래스는 없거든요.
오케이.
그래서 무언가 하나 조정이 더 돼야 되지 않을까 생각해요.
그 중에서 한 약점은 있어야 된다.
네.
Okay. So he said he thinks the current nerf did really derail it quite a bit. He'd consider like it was like first it'd be like God tier, triple S. Right now he put it on like an S minus, still top of the food chain, but not untouchable anymore. But he believes that there should still be more nerfs because it has safety, movement, tankiness, DPS, and recovery. And no other class in the game has all of those. So he's saying there has to be a crutch. There is no kryptonite. There is no one weakness. Like, that will kill it. There's no that factor. So he thinks that it does still need continuous nerfs. That was his take.
Yep. I would
100% agree.
Yeah, I agree.
It has everything.
Yeah, I
The
completely
class
agree.
has everything.
Damn, I nailed that translation. Oh, I didn't mute. So.
I agree on that.
Bro, I love it. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Okay, I did want to touch on that. Yeah. They did buff Awakening Mystic. I do want to say for the record that I think Awakening Mystic is in a much better spot. After the buffs, I haven't gotten a chance to test it out yet, but from all of the Mystic players that I've talked to, it's doing a lot better. I'm curious what everyone's thoughts are, like kind of regionally and to themselves, and what they kind of hear in their region of what the weakest classes currently are on current patch.
I would say Kuno.
Wait, what Korean patch?
No, on current patch,
Kunoichi.
like on this patch, on your current patch, what are the weakest classes in the game right now? So Jason, you said Kunoichi. Anything else come to mind? I think Suck Nova too.
I think
Suck Nova,
sorry.
like slightly buffed. Like I still think it's too. I think Suck Nova in PvE. I think Suck Nova in PvE needs a buff. I think in PvP it needs a complete rework. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't think it's fixable. They just gotta rework how the class works entirely. But like I do think that Kuno seems like it's in a weak spot. I started playing it today to give it a test myself. So I would agree with him on that. I'm curious, Annie, what are your thoughts on what are the weakest classes right now? PvE or PvP?
Sorry, I'm taking notes. So sorry. I was taking. So that was Kunoichi you were just talking about?
Yeah, Kuno and Kuno in PvP and PvE, I think.
PvP and PvE needs rework. Yeah.
And then
it's Kuno. Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't need a rework, just needs buffs.
Okay, plus
Suck Nova needs a buff in PvE specifically, and then probably a full rework for PvP. Like or some heavy modifications, I think, in PvP. And so Annie, are you curious? Any class you want to add to the list,
yes.
or maybe you disagree?
Corsair.
Which version?
Yeah,
Both.
Both, yeah.
Okay, so both
There
versions
are many
of Corsair.
Corsair players.
Corsair.
Awakening causes popping off though. I'm gonna be honest. Not PvE, but PvP Awakening causes popping off. I can tell you.
It's so
Awakening,
annoying.
Awakening Corsair
In
is outranking
GVG?
me in my guild.
Well, in GVG, we permanently have
In the
somebody
GVG,
that has like an
yeah.
average 7, 8, 9, or 10 KD, right? He goes out of GVGs like 11-1, 11-0, like 15-1,
Oh.
right? Permanently.
Even in AOS, Awakening Corsair is pretty
Consistently.
scary. If they know what they're doing, they're freaking scary.
Mm.
Awakening is pretty strong.
They'll
I
2v1 the
actually
crap out of you.
don't know what is the weakest class because in my chat they're trolling. They're saying their own class, and someone even say Ninja. Ninja is the weakest class, and someone say Musa the weakest class. I don't know what
Armin
the
would
word.
agree.
Well, just do it in your head then.
I don't-
In general, PvE and PvP together or separately, just name a few classes that come to mind. Yeah. Steven, if they're trolling you, you talk for them then. Talk some sense, and then they
So
can
well,
disagree
hold
if they
on.
want.
We're disagreeing on the Corsair point. I will. Well, to be clear,
Okay, he's disagreeing on the Corsair. Okay.
no, to be clear, I think that Suck Corsair is actually putting up crazy numbers at some of these grind spots. So like in PvE, I think the Corsair is doing just fine in PvE. Maybe Awakening needs a buff in PvE, and then in PvP, I think small scale Awakening Corsair is thriving right now. It's actually doing
good.
really solid. And then like AOS, I think it's doing pretty well too. I think in large scale, it's not super great, but I think it's doing okay. Suck Corsair is not doing necessarily as great. I think in the various aspects of the game. I mean, I'm curious, like, Steven, what are your thoughts on the Corsair?
For PvE
Yeah, for both.
or
Both specs in both versions.
I don't really see Succession Corsair, but there is one. I mean, for Awakening Corsair, I think it's really good. It's definitely not low tier.
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
Okay, for the
Yeah,
Small
okay.
scale, you mean, right?
for Succession, I guess it's really bad. I mean, not bad. I mean, like, it's easy to counter for Succession Corsair, in my opinion.
Well, you did say you never see them, so I think that speaks.
Yeah.
That
I
is
mean,
fair.
rarely,
No one's playing it. No one's playing it.
yeah. No one's playing. Same as Kuno, I guess. Yeah, Kuno Succession.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about how bad Kuno is. I actually have no idea how bad it is because
I mean,
rarely
I
see
don't
them.
really. Yeah, I rarely see Kunos in like No War Siege.
Yeah.
We have 2 on Europe that like 2 Succession ones. I don't think we have a single Awakening one that's relevant. We have 2 Succession ones that are relevant in the best alliance currently. And I mean, they're doing okay because they are by far the best people on the class on the server, right? So that's why they're doing okay, right? But even then, they think they're useless in fights, right? If you ask them, they're gonna be like, hey, I have about 0 impact. All I do is maybe like throw in an ult and then I'm instantly dead, right? So they feel like they have no impact, and in fact, like it's not that strong in like large scale, maybe small scale, it's okay, right? But even in Guild League, they struggle to be that crazy. It's okay, but even then, it's 1 or 2 people that are by far the best ones on their class, right? And Awakening is dead. There's not a single Awakening player on the server.
Awakening what? Kuno?
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Succession is doable. The smaller the scale, the better, I would say.
Okay.
But
Well, I'll
Awakening
put
is just full
Corsair
death.
on here as like a questionable. We just don't see it very often. Can we get Yambyam things?
Yep. 얌얌님 지금 현재 가장 이제 패치 이후로 가장 약한 클래스가 어떤 거라고 보세요? PvE 플러스 PvP 각각 또는 둘 다 뭐 상관없어요. 가장 약한 클래스들.
PV는 확실하게 박형 쿠노이치. 이 친구는 재활용이 불가능한 쓰레기입니다.
박성 쿠노?
He
네,
said Kuno.
박형 쿠노이치.
You could tell he
네.
said Kuno.
그리고
가장 똥? 오케이.
네,
PvE는 네. 오케이.
가장 쓰레기. PVP는
PvP는
He's like, that shit sucks.
모르겠어요. PVP는 다 막 엄청 구린 캐릭터가 떠오르지는 않는 것 같아. 다 반반.
오케이. 진짜요?
이게 각각 장점 단점이 있는 것 같아요.
엄청 안 좋은 클래스는 없다. 엄청 좋은 클래스는 있더라도 오케이.
네, 장점이 하나라도는 있는 것 같아요. 각 클래스들 PVP에서.
오케이.
PV는 무조건 각성 쿠노이치.
오케이. 진짜 이렇게 강요를 하시네. 오케이. He says for PvE, Awakening Kunoichi is the Pupududu shittiest on the tier list. Not even close. He emphasized it very emphasized it. He said for PvP, very interesting. He says he can't think of a terrible class for PvP. He says even if there are very good classes, he said he can't think of a terrible class because he thinks every class brings something to the table. So he's saying that he can't think of he can't on the spot think of this is the worst PvP class. It's hard for him to answer. He says.
Yeah. I think the people makes the class good. You know.
Well, I think Awakening Mystic.
Yeah.
I think Awakening
Yeah,
Mystic
yeah.
used to be on our list, but it's no longer anymore. There are a number of people saying Awakening Megu. I think that Awakening Megu is
Yeah.
actually in a much solid.
Oh yeah,
I think
people just
Awakening
forgot
Megu is
about
doing
it.
much better. I just think that people have kind of written it off as like a bad class, but like they've buffed it enough times. I've seen Awakening Megu's top of the damage boards in AOS and the GVG Guild League. Man, that class kind of pops off if you're really good at it.
Yeah. I think they're just
Yeah.
comparing it. That's why.
Yeah.
They may be comparing it to Suck Megu, and that's why they're saying it's terrible. But compared to
Yeah,
like
if
other
you
classes, is it
compare it that
terrible?
way.
Maybe that's the hard part. Yeah.
If you compare it with Suck Megu, definitely Awakening Megu needs more work, but
Mm.
you can always change it whenever you want.
Okay. All right.
Does no one here care about sages except me? Okay, okay, moving on.
Sage
Yep.
got nerfed, big dog.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, no one's feeling sorry for sages.
Stay in the
Sage.
dump.
Oh,
No,
what do
we
you guys
Oh,
think
you
about
have your
the new
moment.
stay in the
scholar?
dumpster. Stay in the dumpster.
Mhm.
That's where you belong. No. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, what about the scholar?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Thank
true.
God for
Hey,
Steven.
That's a big topic.
What a
It's
legend,
the newest
Steven.
class, but we
No
never
one's
talk
talking
about
about
it.
it.
No one's never talking
On
about
the
the new
right
class.
here.
I'm just very upset it's not a male class because I love the theme, but I just love playing male classes for immersion. That's all I gotta say about that.
Scholar does 0 damage. Every time I go to hit somebody, I'm like, oh man, this hammer's gonna hit like a. And then it's literally it does 0 damage, no damage in PvP. It is so bad.
Man's had a
Like-
squeaky toe prepared for that line.
I
Holy
know. And then bro, like you get the CC, the kit feels really good, but then it's just that every time you go to hit it, like it's miserable, bro. And they sped the class up, but it's
Shit.
still horrendously bad at damage. It still doesn't have enough damage. It's gotta have more damage. I
I also never saw them in RBF though.
yeah, it's because they're
Yeah.
terrible,
There's no
bro.
existence of
Wait, so does it suck
scholar
in PvE
in
too? Or are we
RBF.
talking about PvP only right now? Does it suck in PvE also? 'Cause I don't
In
know.
PvE, at certain spots it's very competitive, and at other spots it's very uncompetitive. So it kind of depends on
Okay,
the spot.
So mainly PvP is doo-doo.
I've been
for
playing
sure
it
then,
since it
okay.
came out,
Yeah.
yeah, and I've played it at basically every high-end grind spot in the game.
Yeah, I watched you doing the dungeon,
Mhm.
the scholar.
Yeah, no, I've played a lot of Scholar. It does really well at certain spots, and it does very poorly at other spots. It kind of just depends. I don't have too many gripes with it in PvE. I wish they wouldn't have sped up the class and instead just buff the damage, because see, then my APM isn't higher. I like the fact that the class is. Oh, I like the lower
Mama.
APM like grind, bro. Like,
It's our age, bro. It's our age. I'm telling you right now.
oh, it is what it is. Like, Jason's laughing because he plays Awakening Valkyries. What fingers? It is what it is. But like, I'm curious what each region kind of feels about Scholar. Those are my thoughts on Scholar,
Okay.
having played a ton of
Okay.
it. Jason, how do you feel like EU is receiving Scholar?
I personally haven't really touched it too much. I
What's
heard
your opinion
PvE
on
is
it?
doing alright,
On-
just like you said, right? Like
What are people saying
just
about it?
PvE, just like you said,
would
it seems
have
to be
to be
doing
focused.
fine somewhere.
Mhm.
So I guess that's that. Especially with the speed up buffs now. PvP, I feel like I've seen it once in a GVG and once or twice in a Guild League, and every time it's like, oh,
That-
they had a Scholar after the match. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I
That
didn't
person
know.
immediately got
It's like-
kicked.
I
Yeah.
didn't know.
No, like you open the stats and you're like, wait, there's a Scholar icon.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah, and then they remove
Okay, I
him,
guess
and
he
then
was there.
yeah, you move on. Mhm.
I feel like PvP is complete useless, bro. I don't know. If you come to it with a GVG, I think you're griefing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Scholar.
At least
puts
I
you-
haven't
yeah.
seen somebody have impact on it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody is there, but I
No.
haven't seen somebody yet
That's
doing
the-
impact with it.
That's the problem. Is like you can say that for like, okay, there's some based ninjas that can top frag on ninja. There are no scholars that can even hit front page with that class. It is just miserably bad, damage wise overall in PvP. Steven, Steven and Annie? We'll do Steven first. What were your thoughts on Scholar? What does Asia say? Thinking like general perceptions.
Yeah, I think it's kind of bad. That's why no one no one uses it on PvP. I mean, for me, I only use ninja class. I never PvP with any other class, so I only can see based on my perspective as their opponent. So yeah, I can't really say much.
So as an opponent, you think PvP Scholar is bad? Like,
Yeah,
it's easy to deal with. Okay.
it's easy to deal with. Yeah.
That got translated.
Honestly, I haven't really seen any scholars in like no ors or like RBFs. Yeah. And I personally never really created scholar, so I don't know how to like I don't know how to feel about it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's fine. No, it's fine. It's all right not to have an opinion on it. Can you ask Yambyam what Korea thinks of scholar?
야, 얌얌님.
네.
대충 아마 분위기 파악하셨을 것 같은데 일단 스컬러에 대해서
Are you
북미는
griefing if you use it in
PvP는 무조건
PvP?
똥이고 PvE는
Yes.
약간 똥이다. 이유는 뭐
Like I think our best scholar at Siege last Saturday was like 20 and 71. It's like 20 and 71.
이제 상대적으로 닌자로서 만났을 때는 PvP 확실히 너무 약하다. 애니님도 본 적도 많이 없고 해본 적이 없어서 잘 모르겠는데 대중적으로 스칼러는 한국에서는 반응이 어떻고 예, 그냥 클래스 전체로 뭐 예, 반응이 어때요? 그 다음에 이제 뭐 PvP 좋다 안 좋다,
I agree,
PvP 좋다 안
Momo.
좋다. 일단 반응은 어땠어요? 나왔을 때?
한국 반응도 되게 신규 클래스 치고는 되게 조용해요. 사람들 약간 관심도 없는 것 같고 되게 반응은 거의 안 좋다라고 말할 수 있죠. 그리고 성능은 마침 제가 딱 스칼라를 약 몇 개월간 해봤습니다. 그래서 직접
벌써?
해본
오케이.
입장으로 말씀드리면은 PVP는 진짜 안 좋아요. 일단 성공권, 먼저 공격할 수 있는 수단이 지극히 제한적이에요. 그리고
네.
시식이 먹이는 것도 내가 기도를 해야 돼. 상대방이 내 근처 와서 실수하기를 기도해야지 겨우 들어가는 수준이고, 그렇다고 이 친구가 근접 클래스인데 안정성이 좋나? 그것도 아니고 기동성이 빠른가? 그것도 솔직히 애매합니다. 직접 로드워 거점전 같은 데서 해보면은 금방 말라 죽는 느낌? 그래서 안정성도 그렇게 좋은 편은 아니어서 PVP는 저도 정말 쓰레기 같고요. 그리고 사냥은 의외로 제가 다니는 사냥터들, 그 상위 사냥터 있잖아요. 엔드게임 사냥터들. 거기서는 되게 괜찮은 수준입니다. 최근 사냥을 한번 먹었잖아요. 그래서 이 친구가 9인 정도는 아니고 그래도 한 A 등급, A 플러스 티어까지는 될 수 있습니다. 그 정도면.
We can do.
After patch to you, okay.
네.
Okay. Now don't be surprised, Jason. That was about PvE at the end. You heard that A plus? It wasn't about PvP. It wasn't about PvP. Don't get too surprised. Yeah. He was like, what? Did I just hear A? He says where is it? Okay, so he says considering it to be a new class, it seems like Korea really doesn't give a crap about it. No one cares. And that's not a good sign at all. Because usually when the new class comes out, Korea is very hype about it. But it's almost like this rarely happens that no one cares about a new class in Korea. So it had a very bad initial reception. Now, speaking of efficiency, he has played it a lot because that's the kind of guy he is. He's the KR lister guy, right? He'll study a class for months and then he'll put it on a tier list, right? He played it a lot. He researched it. He says PvP is bad. Very limited for openers. Can't engage very well. For landing CCs, you have to pray to God that they attack first and mess up. That's the only way you're gonna, consistent, not even consistent, but land a CC. Considering that it's melee, it has no safety, not enough safety. Movement isn't that fast in wars either. Very weak in all aspects. He called it trash, 쓰레기, in PvP. And then his endgame farming spots, though, he said after the recent patch, he placed it around 8+ for the endgame farming spots. PvE. He specified the endgame newer spots. I don't know what he's gonna. He didn't say anything about any other farming spots. He says for endgame farming spots after the most recent patch for her, Scholar is 8+ for endgame farming spot. That's his take and basically Korea's general take on that.
I mean, so like basically the same across the board. They probably don't care as much because it's like I don't know. It's probably like an alchemist. It's got like a Scottish accent. You know what I mean? It's like a. It technically
Not in Korean. It has a normal Korean accent.
That's fair.
Just saying.
That is true. They just don't care because it doesn't have a gun, I guess. You know what I mean?
Honestly, it's about usually I can speak safely on this. If it's a female that has good aesthetics, they will like it a lot. That's why Zerker is one of the lowest played classes. They literally confirmed just because it's kind of ugly, they don't like playing Zerker, right?
Losers play Berserker.
So,
I agree.
Even though Scholar is a hottie thotty, right? Kind of, right? They're not playing it because it's that inefficient. Even though Zerker is so efficient and it's good, it's ugly, so they don't play it, right? So you have a good-looking class, but it's so bad that they're not playing it. So it's like that's how bad it is, basically. Yeah.
Wow. To be fair, like maybe my memory is tricking me here now, but I feel like Perturbists, for some reason, whenever they release a new class or like a new spec, the Awakening specs recently all have sucked on release. Like Awakening Mega on release was not existent. Awakening Wusa on release was not existent. Awakening Drakania on release was not existent. Scholar got released with Awakening is not existent. Like Succession Drakania on release was broken. Succession Mega on release was broken. Succession Wusa on release was broken. What is it with them being like Suck being broken on release of the class? They bring out Awakening and it's completely useless.
He's kind of spitting right now, bro.
Yeah.
It's like the last 5 classes in a row now.
Hold up.
Class gets released, Suck broken, Awakening dog shit.
And they're all female.
Hey, we like
female, yeah.
Top as well. Like, but that's to make money. That's to make money.
New guy's gonna be male though, right? The next
Probably.
guy, the pipe.
Keep coping.
I hope so.
Copium.
No. What do you mean coping? No, wait, is it coping? was it a fake tease? Wasn't there a teaser? I saw it myself.
I don't know.
At the end of the ball, yeah. They
I
showed
was
the
about
image.
to get shocked when there's like female Wukong coming.
Oh shit! What's it's like? It's actually a female. It just looked like a male in that one shot, in that one image. Like actually.
And it's true. Actually, they put the gun actor.
It's a female character in whatever that is, but it's a heavy male character in traditional terms. Is he calling Scholar fat?
Damn.
There's no shot. Sometimes I translate stuff from Yambyam's chat.
Yeah.
Bro, it's unreal.
I think he's saying it's spec. That's funny.
Yeah.
But the design with the hammers is probably very male, but the class has ought to be female.
Is it me? Is this a bad take though? I feel like it'd be more fitting for it to have in a male class. No.
Of course,
Scholar,
it's
yes.
a giant hammer, bro. When was the last time you walked outside and saw a female waving a giant hammer around? Doesn't happen.
With like freaking gold earth stuff coming out of the ground. That looks sick, man. It reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody was expecting a dwarf.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, think of all the female blacksmiths, you know. Like that. It's just it is what it is. There are no like a hammer. Like maybe that's the direction.
Female blacksmith that came to mind was that Heath Ledger movie. What was it called? A Knight's Tale. That's the only female blacksmith that came to mind.
Yeah, that's a good
movie. Have you guys seen that
too.
movie?
Yeah.
A Knight's Tale. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so any other like closing thoughts or things you guys want to touch on? You should probably ask Yambyam if he has any questions for us.
얌얌님도 이제 끝내기 전에 뭐 더 할 말인거나 뭐 의견 궁금한 점 의견 내고 싶은 점 있으세요?
궁금한 거라면은
네.
일단 아까 그 길드리그 혹시 글로벌
Women only swing hammers at cheating boyfriends' cars.
모여서 하는 그런 게 나왔으면 어떨지 좀 의견 궁금해요. 저는 이런 거 되게 재밌을 것 같거든요. 길드리그 글로벌 같은.
근데 그게 현대 상태에서 가능할까요? 아무튼 의견
오케이. 적으니까 가능하지 않을까 싶어요. 저는.
maybe 맞네. 15대 15니까. Okay.
그러니까요.
He wants to know, since it's a small scale PvP, how does it feel about like an international guild league?
I am in with both feet. I don't know. How ready are you guys to lose? That's the real question. How ready are you to get absolutely run? Okay.
There is a bigger problem than the skills issue. There is a network issue.
Obviously, it's gonna be run on KR servers.
Like,
obviously,
even on the Asian Northward Championship, we see how bad that is.
Yeah. No, but he's saying because it's small scale, it's just 15 versus 15. That's it.
But I'm like worried about the ping issues right
I know
now.
I'm not
There's
muted.
gonna be
but I
things
think
like even League of Legends, right? 5v5, even
Yeah.
5v5 is terrible if you try to international cross servers. I think he was just throwing it as a fun topic to talk
I think it would
about.
be super
Yeah.
sick. I think that would be
Yeah.
super fun.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
just 4 fun events where like it's a best of 5 and
fun.
or like whatever, and like 3 of them are played on one server and the other like 3 or 4 are played on the other server. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be a really fun
Listen,
event.
to be honest, it'd be EU Ben versus NHL.
Yeah, we all want to
Actually,
see that, bro.
funny enough,
We want to
talked
see
about
that so bad.
in
That would be
last stream,
actually pretty
and I was
sick.
gonna say, I think Cho gets the rank 1 spot, but the rank 2 spot EU hard wins.
Yeah, no, I
think
agree.
Cho exceeds at rank 1 because of like the 10 individual players win, but everything past that, like rank 2, rank 3, rank 4 and stuff, I feel like EU beats the shit out of NA. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I don't think so. No, I don't think. I
Yo,
think
yo,
you're
if-
capping
if-
so hard right now.
guys,
You're out of your mind.
if we're
It's
talking about
only the
Goodley,
top
I
10
think-
that keep beating us. I swear.
신났죠? 얌얌님 다들.
I
Sorry,
think
what
Balloon
I'm
can
gonna say
defeat them,
anyway.
guys. I think Balloon can defeat
아주
Cho.
신났어.
You think what?
I think
So there's this
I
guild
think
named Balloon is the number 1 guild league rank in my server right now.
Oh.
In Asia?
Yeah, in Asia, yeah.
Yeah.
What is their name?
Balloon.
Balloon.
And you think that they
Balloon,
can
okay.
beat? You think they can beat Cho?
Show Nation.
Have potential, yeah. You want to see the score? For
I'm
Asia?
not.
What's the score?
I'm not really. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, honestly, we can debate about all we want. We'll never know till this actually happens, right? We don't know how the top
Oh, I
guilds of
already
each
know,
region
yeah.
would match up against each other.
All right, what's Balloon's score?
It's 43-6. Oh, wait, but Cho has 0. Cho has 0.
Oh,
losses.
I'm so sorry. Is there a
And no
loss
losses.
on there? Oh no! Wait, you've lost games? Couldn't beat Cho. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
All
I knew
I'm
you were gonna say-
saying, couldn't beat Cho. It is what it is. I don't know.
You gotta have to try, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think have potential, really. Maybe. Don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that I like caps aside, I really do think that like the top guilds from each region fighting each other would be giga
Yeah.
content. It'd be so much fun to watch.
I want to ask Yambyam who their top guild is. Like, they have to have at least one really strong guild, right? Let me ask. Yambyam님, 지금 난리 났거든요. 서로 자기네 길드가 이길 거라고. 자기네 지역에, 자기 길드가 아니라 북미 1등 길드. 그리고 막 서로 자기네 지역의 1등 길드가 무조건 싹쓸이 할 거래요. 만약에 그 나오면 한국도 강 길드, 그러니까 길드가 많지 않을 뿐이지 강 길드는 있잖아요, 그렇죠? 지면 안 되죠 여기서. 1등
솔직히
길드가 누구예요, 지금
말하자면
대한민국?
솔직히 저희가 길드 수가 적을 뿐이지 다른
아하.
나라에 비해서 그 스펙이라던가 실력이
오케이.
안 좋다고 생각 안 하거든요. 오히려 더 압축되면
아하.
압축됐지
Okay.
더 잘 싸울 수 있을 것 같습니다. 저희가.
Okay. Of course, he has to be super polite about it, but basically, I'll tell exactly what he said and then I'll translate it for you in the way that he would have said if he was an American.
Okay.
He said, okay, honestly, yeah, they can, kind of argue amongst themselves, and leave Korea out of the conversation. We might have less guilds, but I think our top guilds are more refined. And if anything, we've been through more, having not enough, people. So, like, we only have the creme de la creme of the players. Let me translate that. We will rip you to shreds. You guys ain't got nothing on Korea.
All right, I literally
Fuck off.
watched
We will
your
fucking
best in
destroy every other
class.
region.
No. I watched your best in class Sork tournament.
Region.
You guys were violationing
let me add to
into each
that.
other,
I'm
unprotected.
not done with the American version of Yambyam here. Okay, this isn't what he said. This is American. Y'all been playing on shit ping. We've been playing on good ping. When you start playing on good ping, you're gonna get wrecked.
No.
Yo,
When
yo,
you
yo.
start playing on bad ping, you're fucked. You what? It's the opposite.
yo.
Just
It's
causing
the
you-
It's just
opposite.
for literally wrecked the
You
other.
You merely adopted the
North
dark. We were
Championship.
born in it.
You really adopted. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's his take. Yeah. Not
We're
the second part. The second part was
practicing with
memes. I was just joking. Like,
I know we're
if he's
memeing.
American, he probably
Yeah.
would have said it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I have another point that I quickly want to ask the Asia and the KR people, because I think NA is on the same standpoint as me, and it's gonna be 3 words. It's called elephants in both wars.
Seriously, I think
It wasn't
I'm
the word?
I'm
Those-
confident
those
guys
that
can
our
go
top
off.
guilds can compete against Show, because actually our top guilds back then in Asia North World Championship, they actually won our All4, I guess. All4 guilds is winning, right? I think that is right. Annie?
Honestly,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
honestly,
I'll
don't think.
follow.
I don't think it's gonna be like one region's gonna.
No, that
wipe.
was a disaster, bro. You can't use that as an example. Like the cross server thing was a complete disaster. It was bugged the entire time, bro. Like I will say that Asia did look like the dominant of the group.
But like, I think like the reason why we kind of won is because we're kind of used to like the desync and the lag issues.
Yeah,
The high pace,
who is most used to this? You know what I mean? It's Asia and North America. The EU is a third, is like third, right? Like, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man, the desync issues, y'all merely adopted the dark. We were born in high ping. It is what it is.
I remember Jay finding out desync exists live during Calfion Mall, bro.
Well, I'm sure
Getting
he asked
live
for
introduced to, there's this concept called desync where you appear to be here, but in reality you're here. It's like, what happened?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Bro was flabbergasted, man. No, but like, one more serious topic for Asia and KR, because I think NA has the same standpoint, is how do you guys feel about elephants in Node Wars currently? Can we get them removed, please? Thank you. Or limited to one per guild?
Really?
Limit to one per guild, yeah.
Elephant.
Why? Why? Because they're just charging in through your, like, they're just ruining your fights?
Bro, because 80 people in the main raid are being perma-CC, they can't move through the SA protection, because if you have 5 elephants on your ass, what you gonna do? Like, your entire main raid ain't moving.
It's either like limited to like 1 per guild, or like limit the amount of CCs they can do to you.
There's only 2 Ellie's in CCs? Tier 5 Node Wars, isn't there? Right? There's only one or two. There's only like 2 elephants in Tier 5 Node Wars. Tier 4 and Tier 3 only have 1 Ellie. Tier
I'm
3?
not really sure.
Does Tier 3 even have an Ellie? I think it does.
I don't know. We're doing mainly
Siege
Tier 3.
has 3 Ellies.
Introduced in T3, T2.
You can have one. You can have one in tier 3.
Tier 3.
Yeah.
You can have it. I think it was someone told me like T2 is cannons.
I mean, 1 per guild, I'm fine with.
Something like that.
But like,
1 per guild, I'm fine with.
T3 is no Ellies. Tier 4 has 1 Ellie. Tier 5, I don't.
No Ellie. Oh, I see.
That's my point, bro. It's not that, Jason. It sounds like you're a homing missile for the elephants, man. I am too. I don't feel bad. Like they legitimately.
I'm fine with 1.
Every time I get clipped going to Pistanity because I'm about to get this fat feed, and then the Ellie comes and just charges me out of left field, like a nightmare.
The thing is, I'm 100% fine with 1 elephant per guild, right? Don't get me wrong. But if you're fighting like a 1v2 or something, and you have 4 elephants or 6 elephants, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 in a siege or something, right? But if you have 4 or 6 elephants sitting in your main raid, there's 100 people not moving an inch.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, I would agree. They're extremely impactful.
And there's
like,
no counterplay.
Right, yeah, and it's miserable. It doesn't feel super crazy great. I'm curious what Yambyam thinks about it. Brobear.
We can ask Steven any first, I guess, right? Like, how was it in Asia?
Wait, did I reverse mute?
Yeah, you were
About daily? About daily?
Yeah.
Yeah, elephant. Like...
얌얌님 그 기드전에서 그 제이슨님 EU 그 제이슨 안경 낀 친구 머리카락 있는 친구가 이제 코끼리 없애으면 좋겠대요. 짜증난다고 어떻게 생각하세요?
어떤 거요?
코끼리 공선 그러니까 코끼리
코끼리 거점전
네, 없었으면 좋겠대요.
쓰는 거.
네.
왜요?
He's muted again.
Is he supposed to be muted?
He's stuck into the chat, I think.
So I got raided. I just had to address that real quick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
이유가 말씀하세요. 죄송해요. EU 유럽 쪽에서는 코끼리 너무 싫대요. 코끼리 너무 싫어서 뺐으면 좋겠대요.
그냥 싫어서
짜증 난다고. 너무 그러니까 차라리 길드당 하나 뭐 이런 식으로 아니면 아예 너프를 시키던지 CC가 너무 강하다고. 예.
오, 한 번도 안 해본 고민이네요, 이거는.
그러면 그러니까 고민해본 적이 없으시면 그거 아니에요? 그 별거 큰 문제라고 생각한 적이 없으신 거죠?
큰 문제라고 생각해 본 적은 없어요. 그냥 전략의 요소일 뿐이지.
오케이.
딱히 그게 문제가 된다 생각해 본 적은 없어.
Okay. Yeah. He said he paused because he said, I've actually never thought about it or considered it a problem.
I don't really consider it too much of a problem.
About it.
Like
he said he doesn't think it's a problem. He thinks it's a matter of it's just part of the strategy in the end tier wars. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Ellie's die really quick as it is, but like typically the usefulness for Ellies is like, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I remember I started doing this back in the day, and then a lot of top end guilds started doing this. I'm not the one that necessarily invented it, but like, you know, like we all started kind of doing it around the same time, which is instead of using your Ellies like and just like having them wait in Kusha for you to like get ready to drive a hole, the Ellies charge with the main ball and they just CC a bunch of people. So like that's a relatively recent meta shift that we've seen in the the last 6 months or so, where shot callers and guilds are kind of using elephants proactively to try to outpush the enemy ball, and it's working. And I don't like. Is it frustrating? Sure, but it's just one thing that I feel like we have to play around. It's strong, no question. It's very good. Do not underestimate 3 Ellies in an offense ball, man. It gets out of control. But I don't necessarily think it needs to be nerfed, in my opinion. I think that they're squishy enough as it is. If anything, the Hawacha damage needs to be nerfed, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my god, man, Hawacha damage is crazy.
To it.
It was a highly
Hawacha-
subjective
yeah,
take.
he's talking
for
about
Jay.
Hawacha?
He just doesn't like elephants. Like someone could hate a class.
No,
right?
it's okay. No, it's a
just
good
hates
discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, he just hates elephants IRL too. I heard. Just kidding. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Wait,
Don't
what?
take that in context. What?
Yeah.
No, but like in EU, a lot of people are complaining about it. Maybe because we have like more melee comms or something. But if there's three elephants, like you're not gonna dodge them. It's like maybe it's a new thing, right? That's why I'm
They're
curious.
gonna
Melee comms?
remove all those things, right? On new Noteward system, I think, right?
Blue's
I
confused.
think so, and I'm looking
Who's
forward to
running
it. To be
melee
honest.
comps?
Y'all are playing melee characters?
Yeah, okay, just because you're delusional thinking
Which
Valkyrie is not a strong
which
class here, bro.
main?
I've heard Choice say Valkyrie is shit in PvP, okay?
All I'm
don't
saying
know
is
what
your
bro's
Valkyries that are so good at the game are not useful if the archer kills them before they get into the ball.
T3, T3, T4 in siege.
No, but,
Can't do any
to be
damage if
fair,
they get one shot, boys.
Since we mentioned the Watcher, did we talk about the siege weapon evasion crystal removal last time in podcast or not? Because I'm not sure if that was before or afterwards. Because they removed the siege weapon evasion crystals, right? I know all of a
yes,
sudden
they
you
removed
keep
all that.
getting one tapped again by Watcher.
Yeah, they removed all that.
So what's the solution? I know a lot of people have complained because the crystal plus artifact set on capped means Watcher's useless on capped, right? And I agree with that. But now on uncapped, you can't use the Lightstone set, right? Because it takes away like 50 DR. It's not usable on uncapped, right? It's only a
Correct.
capped thing.
Yep.
So on uncapped right now, you have no resistance against it at all, and you get one tap if you get hit by a Flamer Watcher. You're 100 to 0, dead.
Yep.
And on capped, I guess now it's fine because you have the Lightstone set, right? But is the solution to make the Lightstone set usable on uncapped as well, or like, because right now uncapped is miserable to play. You get one tap by Watchers.
I
But
mean,
before capped
are you
was
kidding me?
useless.
Capped, the Hawacha one-shots you even faster. Like at capped siege, the Hawacha just... The Hawacha skill comes down, and I'm not even joking. The person in the Hawacha gets Stormtrooper every Special Forces commander is guaranteed. It's the first person in the guild to get it. Like, I'm not even joking. It's the first person in the guild to Stormtrooper every time. It's insane. Like the Hawacha shooter on both on capped and uncapped is just basically eating. I just think it just does too much damage.
Before they removed the crystal, it was kind of useless though because you had the Lightstone set plus the crystal, so you took like physically no damage.
I just think it just does too much damage.
Yeah.
I actually never used the crystal, so that like negates every damage, or you?
No,
you
it
don't
was
get
20% evasion rate for the crystals, and the Lightstone set gives 30% damage reduction rate to it, I believe.
No. The special attack, is it like you don't get CC'd, or you just don't get the damage?
No, you still get CC'd, but you don't get hit by it. It's like you evade the damage.
Okay, I see.
And I think the crystals were 20% evasion rate, and the artifact set is 30% damage reduction rate. Because I thought it was evasion rate, and with the guild buff, I thought it would stack to 100%, but I was told I was wrong. But there's an artifact set for it, or like a Lightstone set combination for it, and there were crystals. They removed the crystals, but you can't use the Lightstone set on uncapped because it takes away 50 DR from you and like 50 evasion. It's not usable on uncapped.
Yeah, I just think they just need to tone down Hawacha damage. That's like I don't think FTs are doing too much damage. Like I think it's just the Hawacha. I think the Hawacha just does a little bit too much damage.
Do you think this is why so many people are feeling refreshed and liking the Guild League? Because you don't have to worry about this too much?
Oh, because you don't have to run it down on
just
FT?
shot calling.
No, there is shot calling. Oh no, the guild league is not relaxed.
Shot calling.
That's what I meant. It's like you can still shot call, and it's more fun because it's simplified. So you're more focused on each player's movements rather than all of these crazy factors.
I like that as a shot caller, but
Yeah,
but I also like the macro aspect of it. I like to have both, to be honest with you. I like them for different reasons. I like Node Wars and Siege because they're longer and it's more of a test of overall like understanding of the game and skill. Like versus the guild league where it's just like, okay, well, like I can out micromanage your units your players in the short term playing StarCraft 2.
Huh? Many guilds are horny AF for cannoneers. Huh?
Let's back up for a minute.
Is it because no one wants to be on cannons?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons.
I'd love to be on cannons.
But to be on
I like
cannons,
searching
it's
for cannons. I hate defending cannons. I hate annexes.
Yeah. Cannoneers are very important in like Node Wars and Siege. If you don't have cannoneers, then I guess you're losing. I guess.
Well, not with their
Hey,
new
people
Node
don't
War
like cannoning?
system.
I used to love cannoning on Con. You know, it's just fun. It's freaking fun.
It's different, I think, because like you need to look for like a certain spots that can't be spotted by anyone else.
So it's freaking annoying, huh?
Yeah.
The cannon on tree.
Set
Cannon on
up.
tree. You know.
Yes.
A cannon on the tree. Cannon on
Lance
top
are
of
very
your
good
base.
cannoneers.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other like last like closing thoughts or anything?
More Fort HP maybe, because I don't know if you've seen the clips, but like in EU, killing an Node Fort takes 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, in NA it's
Like
the same
100
thing.
to 0. So
The problem is that there's no good
I don't
solution
think
for
they're
this.
changing it, right?
So yeah, what
I'm
he's
just
talking, yeah,
Buff
what
the
he's,
HP, but
well, no, if you just buff the HP, then it becomes impossible to kill forts on lower man Node Wars. So like
actually true. Bind it to the cap of the node, right? So like a 50-man node.
Oh, you're
has
reaching right
half
now.
of the
There's
100
no.
cap node,
It's
right?
2024. The technology's just not there, Jason. You can't.
You know, so if you have a 100 cap, then it's
Yeah.
like 100%, and then you have like a 50 cap, it gets like to 50% or 60 maybe. I don't know, like to make it balanced, but make it based on the cap of the node, you know? Because like you literally like if you SOB CTG a guild, by the time they CTG back in loading
over.
screen, their fort is dead.
Yeah, it's already
Their
over.
fort dies in the loading screen.
That's why we died at like
Right.
12 minutes. We walked away from our base and they just ran in and just pumped the fort.
Yeah.
No, it was dead in like 26 seconds. It's just over.
But-
Like
Is
so
it a thing in KR as well? Like
yeah, ask him if fort health is a problem in KR.
Or health, okay. 얌얌님,
네.
한국 서버에서도 이제 포테스 그러니까 기지 성
성체.
씹는 거 있잖아요. 성체 HP도 문제가 되나요 지금?
성체 HP?
네. 너무 높다, 낮다.
티어 3
네.
티어 3랑 티어 4에서는 딱히 문제점은 없는 것 같은데
네.
그게 좀 있었어요. 그 티어 5 그쪽에서
네.
한 번 점사가 제대로 들어가면 순식간에 녹아버리는 그런 이상하다 싶을 정도로 빨리 녹은 적이 좀 있습니다.
그런 경우가 종종 있다는 거죠?
네, 이게 100명이 우르르 가서
T5.
때려버리면은
네.
1분도 안 걸리고 터져버리는.
Oh, okay. Wow. What? Okay. He's saying up to like T3, T4, there's no issues. But then in T5, every now and then it'll feel like it's so squishy. Like if 100 people go in, it'll get bursted down within a minute.
So
Like,
there's
wouldn't even take a minute.
So on a
That's what
tier
he said.
3?
It'd
Oh,
feel like
no.
a minute.
Jason's surprised it lived over a minute. Like the T3, I'll be honest with you, I think T3 is the squishiest. T3's wild. T3,
Okay.
like it just dies, like it just blows over. The FTs do absolutely 0 damage, and your fort just blows over. Like I think the only solution for this is for them to adjust fort health based on the cap of the node, like Jason said. But I don't know if they're actually able to do that. Like I'm not
but, like,
entirely certain that that's
maybe?
actually possible.
I posted the clip in region discussion if you want to
Yeah.
open it up, right? But there was like an 85-man cap, and that was I think 7 seconds. And the burst didn't even start like instantly, right? That was not the fastest possible by all means, right? But it was a 1v2 scenario, and from hey we're starting to the guild being dead was less than 30 seconds, right?
So it's a 1v1. Right, GG.
We moved out from our base, went to the fort, and went back to our base in not even a minute, right? This is tier 5 4 HP, right?
Yeah.
That's not a minute.
So you guys are saying T5 is not the issue?
So I actually said that. Now I'm saying 4 HP need to be drastically buffed on like 100 man nodes.
Now, to be clear,
Okay.
all right, to be 100% honest.
So you're agreeing with Yambyam.
Yeah, to be 100% clear here, these FTs, like, I don't know if this dude's just sitting in the flame tower looking at hentai or
So
what.
I know everyone,
but, like,
everyone
you can
knows what
literally
an FT is.
a flame tower.
I know what's an FT.
The
Okay,
flame
tower. There you
towers.
go. That's
okay?
what it is.
The
I knew
flame
what that
towers
was,
are
yep.
facing outside the fort. They're not even shooting the fort, like inwards. So like the base defenses are not doing their job in this case. However, it does it shows it's a good point.
Oh,
But like the FTs aren't doing their job in this particular clip.
Wow. FT stands for flamethrowers, guys. If you guys didn't know,
Flame tower.
towers, yeah.
You doofus.
Flame towers. See,
Yeah.
I knew that, but just in case someone didn't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What did what was Yambyam's opinion on it? On like fort health?
Oh, he said he said T3 and T4. He's never really felt a huge issue about it.
Okay, yeah, that's
Where
right.
there was, but then in T5, there are certain moments in a war, like certain wars, where they felt like it'd melt way too fast, almost like it was a bug.
Yeah.
Like it would just melt, and you felt like almost like it was like it's weird. Like it wouldn't happen all the time, but every now and then in certain wars in T5s, he thinks that it's way too squishy. The fort health. That's what he said.
All right, boys. So I think we're gonna have to wrap this up. We've been going for a while now. I do want to thank each and every one of you for coming on the podcast. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Steven. Thank you, Brobear, for translating. You're an absolute hero. It's Annie. Thank you so much for coming on. And then, of course, Yambyam. If you could express our very much thanks for him coming to represent KR.
Yambyam.
Right.
Yeah.
Yambyam.
얌얌님 너무 감사드린데요. 항상 이렇게 매번 부를 때마다 시간 내주셔가지고 같이 이제 토론도 하고 의논도 하고 한국 시선도 알려주고. 그러면 이런 게 없으면 저희는 전혀 모르거든요. 오늘도 또 이제 새로운 거 느꼈잖아요. 저희가 그래서 너무 감사드립니다. 네.
아닙니다. 저도 오늘 몰랐던 거 많이 알아가고 항상 재밌게 와서 얘기하고 갑니다. 저는. 그리고
죄송해요. 제가 이제 해석이 중간에 있기 때문에
다 프로배우님이 계시기 때문에
아니 좀 오래 기다리는 것 같아서 죄송해요. 그거는.
아니에요. 그 기다린 거 저희끼리 계속 평자끼리 얘기해서 괜찮아요. 저희는.
좋아요. 네.
아무튼 저 한마디 해도 되나요, 마지막으로?
네네, 말씀해 주세요. 제가 해석해 드릴게요.
이제 트위치 코리아 문 닫잖아요. 그래서 앞으로 트위치에서는 못 보지만 다른 플랫폼에서 이렇게 자리 만들어주면 저는 즐거운 마음으로 참석하겠습니다.
그건 있어요. 트위치에서 돈을 못 버는 거지 트위치에서 동시 방송은 가능하지 않나요? 구독 버튼만 없어지는 거지 방송 킬 수는 있을걸요? 그러니까 트위치 처음 시작할 때 일반 그 다음에 어필리에이트 그 다음에 파트너가 있잖아요. 그냥 일반인으로는 계속 아예 안 된다고요? 제가 잘못
아예 안 되는 걸로 안 돼?
알겠습니다. 네. 알겠습니다. 네.
그래서
트위치는
마지막.
네. 그래도 가끔씩 이렇게 하면은 초대하면은 와주실 거죠?
그죠. 자리만 만들어 주신다면 저는 언제든 오겠습니다.
Okay. So Yambyam's kind of maybe last closing statements from Twitch, because Twitch is closing down in Korea, which is why I pulled forward my move to back to the States too. He's saying thank you so much for always having him. Unfortunately, Twitch is closing down in Korea, so he will try his best to continue streaming on other platforms that are available to him. And he's saying he's very grateful for always having and inviting him every time, and he's always willing to come back on even if he's not streaming on Twitch.
Perfect.
He might be on a different platform, but yeah, he would love to continue to be a part of this, and he's always thankful to everyone here, especially Blue, for always inviting him, giving him a space to share KR side too.
Of course, no, we absolutely love having him. The KR opinion and like side of things is like super valuable. So that the rest of us know what content we've been missing for the last 5 years. He should link his new stream, like whatever platform. Like he should link that in the UN like Discord for us, so that we can all find his stream.
오케이. 얌비암님 아직 뭐 어디 갈지 정하신 적은 있나요? 계정이라도 만드셨나요? 아니면 아직 네이버 측 쯔쯔쯔는 아직 베타죠?
네, 베타인데 베타 선정돼서 현재 3사 송출 중입니다. 유튜브, 치지직, 트위치 이렇게. 그래서 아마 피치
그러면은 저희
종료되면은
UN 방 있잖아요. 지금 새로 판 거.
네.
거기에 이제 트위치 아닌 방송 스트리밍 그거를 링크를 해달래요. 그 이제 영상 올릴 때마다 또는 소개할 때 우리가 이제 소개해줄 수 있게. 예. 지금 상영
알겠습니다.
중이시면은 오늘 당장이라도 올려주시면 고마울 것 같은데요. 예.
네, 지금 올려둘게요.
예, 홍보 때려 박으세요. 감사합니다.
알겠습니다.
Yes. Yeah, he is multi-streaming, so.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, just have him
Yes,
link
sir.
his stuff so that we can link it to people and everything. So, everybody again, thank you so much for coming on. That's going to be a wrap
having us.
for the UN podcast. Thank you so much, guys.